Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
And then he couldn't fire his glutes later.
Matt Hayes.
I like dudes.
Mia O'Brien.
Can you take me higher?
And Leon Searcy.
Bringing you love, peace, and soul.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
It is on. Monday Night Football tonight. First time since 2011. You know, the other day we did a November 30th, 1993, Where Were You? We don't need to do a 2011 Where Were You? Just know that they weren't playing Monday Night Football between then and now your Jacksonville Jaguars are ready to rock and roll. A Mokama Beer Company Monday, and yeah, we are fired up. We've got a loaded show, and we're definitely going to tear into all angles of this Monday Night Football game tonight, and then we're going to look back at everything from the weekend, including the College Football Playoff Committee and what they did. Now, we're minus Mia today because she's got the kickoff show to host along with Hayes Carline later on today down at Tailgaters, so we'll check in with her a little bit later on and look to the center of the
Coach.
If you're on YouTube, you see Coach Campo hanging out with us to get the party started today. With Monday Night Football, because we've got a loaded hour of guests, including Hall of Famers and Kurt Warner and Troy Aikman, which Coach set up. So we're ready, fired up and ready to go, Coach.
Absolutely. This is big. This is big for the community. This is big for us. It's big for the players. They love to play on Monday night. So this is going to be a fun game tonight.
And Big, I know you have to remember the night. Do you remember the night games more? Are they clearer in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, the night games are more special to me because, listen, you're center stage. You're only going on TV. Everybody's watching, family, friends, uncles, aunties, nieces, whatever you want to call it. They're watching the Monday Night Football game. And I always took great pleasure in playing the Monday Night Football game because, first of all, it was Hank Williams. Hank Williams saying Monday Night Football. They don't have it anymore. But as a player, you wanted to go out there. You wanted to hear that music to get you wrapped up. So, yeah, I loved Monday Night Football. So the most memorable Monday Night Football I had here as a Jaguars probably with the blocked field goal and the Bill Cowher almost punch.
Ooh, that was a great night.
That was class. I believe that was 97. That was 97 when we played the Steelers. And we blocked the field goal, and Chris Hudson scoops it up, and then Bill Cowher's coming off the sideline like he wants to throw a punch, and we score, and we win the ball game.
Yeah, he kind of rears up a little bit. We're in the press box. It's on the opposite side, and they say, legend has it, I'm sure someone can remind me of it on the text line, that it was very close to where Woody Hayes was when he did do something like that, Matt Hayes, and he ultimately got bounced. That was
that might have been a career decision by Bill Cowher.
An infamous moment for Woody Hayes, that's for sure.
Yes.
My first victory as a head coach with the Dallas Cowboys was on Monday Night Football against the Redskins and Norv Turner.
Wow. Okay, so Norv had left.
Left and gone. He was the head coach of the Redskins, and he almost didn't shake my hands. He didn't look at me. I know that when I came across. But we did shake hands.
Okay. That's beautiful. All right, so you can, if you want, you can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Some MNF memories, if you have them from your Jaguar days back in the day. But the bottom line is we're a dozen years removed. And as we finished our show on Friday, one of our texters reminded us, one of our nooners, that the last time Jacksonville played Monday Night Football, Trevor Lawrence was 12 years old. It gives you an idea.
Well, I mean, listen, this Monday Night Football game that the Jaguars are getting has a lot to do with how they played last year, to be quite honest with you. I mean, you have to be deserving to be on Monday Night Football. They just don't give them away all willy-nilly. And the reason why the Jaguars hasn't been on Monday Night Football for the past 12 years is because wasn't much to show. But last year, with the run that they made with Trevor Lawrence in the playoffs against the Chargers and all that kind of stuff, they earned this Monday Night Football game, and they should definitely go out there and compete come tonight, which I feel they will.
And I know that it's not going to be necessarily the number one thing the Jaguars will be thinking about, but a number one seed is clearly up for grabs. Last night, the Kansas City Chiefs lose, and I tell you what, Green Bay may not have the record that says so, but I don't know too many people that want to deal with the Green Bay Packers right now. Hell of a called game by Matt LaFleur, hell of a played game by Jordan Love. And all of those receivers. You thought it was just Christian Watson, Matt, Dobbs, and on and on and on with guys making plays last night. No Aaron Jones. He's been gone for a couple of weeks now. But the bottom line is they peppered the Kansas City Chiefs with big plays.
Wait, why have we buried the lead today? A win tonight in this franchise is the number 1 seed.
Yeah, we didn't bury it because we've already said it, that it is up for grabs.
Number 1 seed. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Well, right now, here's what you've got.
I don't know how well that works out for us.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but once you get on, once you move into that spot, you got to be knocked out, man.
Yeah, it's a showpiece. I remember not so long ago, we were the number 1 seed. Didn't work out too well.
Well, just because you all didn't handle it well doesn't mean other people didn't handle it well.
True. That's true. I'm just saying, bro.
All I'm saying is once you get to 1, somebody has to knock you out of there.
Well, here's where we are.
It's not some random committee that says you're not number 1 anymore.
Right, which we will get to the committee, believe me. But here's where we are. Just in terms of the way it shakes out right now is that you have other 9-win teams, the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens, when you take a look at where they are at, okay? A 9-win team for Baltimore is coming into Duval in a couple of weeks. You certainly can take care of business there. The Miami Dolphins destroyed an easy opponent yesterday in the Commanders. And so you now can move past the Kansas City Chiefs, who are the number 1 seed. And I know, Leon, it's got to be in the back of their minds when they're starting to think about this just a little bit. Don't let it be the number 1 thing,
right.
but it definitely is one of the things.
Yeah, I mean, the Jaguars just need – I mean, they can't be worrying about what Kansas City do. If they handle their business, these 5 of the next 6 games, they're going to be favored in it. I mean, even the Ravens game might be a pick 'em depending on how they do today. So, I mean, if they take care of business the way they should, Kansas City's losing, that's fine and dandy. But if they just take care of business these next 6 weeks and the road to the Super Bowl has to come through Jacksonville, that's something special right there.
Well, they certainly have a lot to play for, that's for sure. And the next really 6 ball games are all playoff games as far as I'm concerned, because if you're going to finish where we're talking about, and Matt's absolutely right, once you get there, they got to knock you out. Well, they got 6 opportunities, and they got to make sure starting tonight, that's the key. And then next week, it's back at it again.
Well, here's the thing, Coach. Here's what I hope this team doesn't do, okay? I hope they're not lulled to sleep. All right, Joe Burrow's not playing.
Right.
You know, Deshaun Watson not playing in that game. So these next 2 games are pivotal, that they stay on point, don't play to the level of their competition, play the same efficient football that they'll be playing on offense, and play that same dominating that they're playing on defense. And if you take care of business, you take care of your business, I mean, this team could be rising to the top real soon.
And you got to look at Cincinnati now. Cincinnati has championship DNA. You know, they've been to the final game a couple times here recently, and to be honest with you, they've got some firepower. Now, you know, it's up to us to come out fast and get after them and make them think, hey, wait a minute, we're not just coming in here. We don't have all the excitement going here. They got some. So, you know, it's going to be important.
When I look at it and just trying to kind of mirror the quick start that they had this past Sunday, they were able to take control of that game. Now, it was a back-and-forth game. It ended up coming down to the end with a doink off the crossbar at the end by the kicker in Houston, but they were able to get out to a quick start. And I maintain to all of you is that a leaderboard that you are on top of, in other words, you look up and it's Jacksonville 7-0, it's Jacksonville 10-0, it's Jacksonville 13-3, whatever it is, it will open up the doors for this defense to be able to get after Jake Browning. You know, the initials of the quarterback, JB, it ain't Joe Burrow. It's Jake Browning. And last week, he was held to about, 200, 220 yards with the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, man. And if they can, this Jaguar defense do to him, and even more than what they did to C.J. Stroud, because they finally got to C.J. Stroud late in that game, it'll be a long night for that cat.
I mean, honestly, Browning's a better player than Pickett. I'd be much more concerned about Browning than I would be about Pickett and what Browning has around him in that offense. And it's not just the receivers, it's Mixon too. And they're pretty good on the offensive line. So I'd be much more worried about Browning than Pickett. So this is this is – I know it's a 10-point line. I get all that. But the Bengals are going to come here and play, man. They are
of course. It's pride. And by the way, it's Zach Taylor coaching against his brother, Impress Taylor. They both have the play sheet out tonight. But the Kenny Pickett part of this, he went out when they fired their offensive coordinator, Matt Canada. He went out and threw for 50 more yards than he had his entire season to this point. Well, that's in part because of the coaching change, and it's also in part to that defense. That defense gives up its fair share of plays.
That's the difference in the game, in my opinion. You know, when you look at Browning, it's a small sample size, but he's been in 3 games this year. One as a starter. His QBR, quarterback rating, is the same as Trevor's. Now, obviously, that's over, a bunch of more games for Trevor, so it's much more reliable. But their defense now, they're not real good against the run or the pass or third down. So we've got to make some things happen there for sure. And then, we've got to stop the run and force the ball into Browning's hands and see if he can beat you. And if you can stop the run, we're going to get a rush on him. There's no question.
A Mokama Beer Company Monday. They are up there in Fernandina. If you are making the trip in for Monday Night Football, you're coming in from the north, just roll through historic Fernandina. Look for them right there on South 8th Street. They have their Wildlight location also up in Nassau County, which they are serving their great craft. 7 days a week, they serve that awesome coffee. You can get that. And then Tuesday through Sunday, their craft creations, and it's across the board. Pilsners, lagers, sours, fruited, IPAs. You can really just start to taste them as I describe them. Check them out, mokama.com, or right there in Fernandina Beach. So a quick thought, college football playoff, it comes out because we got Kurt Warner coming up in a couple of minutes. But, Matt, they are just beside themselves. I've never seen in concert the athletic director, the commissioner of the conference, the quarterback, the coach. They all came out with tweets at about the same time saying, hey, CFP committee, you suck. Okay, now they did it in a different way, but that's basically what they said.
And that's
Florida
fine.
State was hot and bothered.
If you just want to say they suck, that's fine, okay? But to say that Florida State got ripped off or they've been cheated look, the poll is an opinion, okay?
Yeah, it always has and
Everyone
will be.
knew the rules when the season began. Everyone did, okay? It doesn't matter if you're unbeaten. Unbeaten doesn't mean anything. It's the 4 best teams. So what the poll did, what the committee did on that day, on that night, on that morning, Sunday morning, we think Alabama's a better team than Florida State, period.
Yeah, and
that's it. So if you want to get mad about that, that's fine. But you can go into all those little mental gymnastics you want because none of it means anything because it's an opinion. Their opinion is Alabama's the better team.
Right.
That's it. And I think that's what everybody's missing. You hear people talking about, well, how can they start out at 4 then drop after they beat a team? And it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the last poll was the last poll. It is an eye test.
Yeah.
Period.
That's it, more than anything else. And, look, we're going to talk about it, argue about it throughout the course of the week, and definitely let you give your opinion when it comes to that because it is a hot, hot, hot topic. And irony or whatever, the sadistic mood of the College Football Playoff Committee, they put Georgia and Florida State against each other in the Orange Bowl. All right, let's get it back to the Monday Night Football showcase tonight.
Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's going to be in the booth tonight. His name is Kurt Warner, and he joins us right here on XL Primetime. Kurt, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. We're fired up, and we can't help it. The city's excited. All of Duval is, Kurt, because it's not been since 2011 that this team has hosted a Monday Night Football game. But for the brand and the team today, how good do you think the Jacksonville Jaguars are based on what you've seen so far?
I think they're good. I don't think they're to that kind of great or elite category quite yet. I still think they're a couple years away from that and just kind of adding some seasoning and maybe adding some different playmakers specifically on defense. But I think they're a really good team. And they're one of those teams that is good enough across the board, has enough playmakers that they can beat anybody in the league. But I'm really interested to see them come playoff time. Going against good team after good team after good team, how they stack up, and if they've got enough guys that can make those game-changing plays to win in the playoffs.
Now, Kirk, what do you think about Trevor? Do you like his transition? Is he an elite quarterback right now? Is he still in metamorphosis?
I would say he's still growing, but he's growing every year. We all can kind of chalk up that first year to what it was. I think Doug has done a tremendous job of coming in and building an offense that makes sense, that it has answers, that Trevor really understands what they're trying to do and where he's supposed to go with the football. So I continue to see growth from obviously his first year to his second year, but as he continues to grow in this offense, as they put playmakers around him, I see a young quarterback that has all the potential to get to that elite category. I think the thing for me with Trevor is I want to continue to see him make the layups. And what I mean by that is the reads and the throws that I know he can make, that I've seen him make a bunch of times. Starting quarterbacks and specifically elite quarterbacks, they make those plays nearly every single time. And with Trevor, you'll see him make some really special throws. But to me, he still misses a few too many of those layups one way or another. Whether he's going too fast or whether he gets too spread out with his technique or some of those different things that that I think that holds him back from being able to reach his full potential. And so that's kind of what I'm waiting for as he grows in the offense and gets better in so many different areas. Once he starts adding that to the special things that he can do, now I think we're talking about a guy that has a chance to move into that elite category.
Kurt, this is Coach Dave Campo. We really appreciate you coming on. You played for one of the greats in Dick Vermeil. And how would you rate what Doug Peterson has done here in the years that he's been here, the 2 years?
I think he's done a great job. Great to talk to you, Coach. I think he's done a great job, to come in and kind of change, where they were before him. But, just you get the sense, Coach Vermeil, what I thought was always so special about Coach Vermeil was how he connected with his players and how each and every player felt like Dick had his best interest in mind, that it wasn't about, Dick having success and Dick winning the Super Bowl. It was about how can I help you as a player be the best that you can be, and knowing that when you do that with all your guys, that ultimately it's going to make you better as a coach. But you could feel that with Dick Vermeil. And I think Doug does a tremendous job of connecting with his players in a similar fashion, where they really feel like, he's in it for them and he's in it to coach them and to help them be the best that they can be. There's lots of different kinds of leaders and different kinds of leadership that works, even being a head coach in the National Football League. But that's one, having experienced it firsthand, that can have a tremendous impact on men of all ages, as you're coaching different people in different stages. Just knowing that your coach is in it for you and you feel like they truly do have your best interest in mind, that's a difference maker in terms of building a culture and building a team. And I think Doug does a tremendous job with that.
Hey, Kurt, you said earlier you thought the Jags were a good team. How did they get to that elite level over the next 5 games and then even into the playoffs?
Well, I think, what is that there's a lot of good teams out there. The teams that, that take that next step and compete for championships, they have enough guys on their team that in the moment lift their game, that in the moment when a play needs to be made, they're the difference makers, within the course of any game, and specifically when you're playing against good teams, good teams where games are going to be close. Do you have those guys that in the moment, can finish for you? And that, to me, is what I'm still kind of waiting to see with the Jags, whether that's Trevor, whether that's a guy like Josh Allen on the other side who's having a good year. But you need him to have that moment when the game is on the line. Can you finish? And then you look at some of the other players, some good players there, bringing over Calvin Ridley. Hasn't quite materialized to be that guy quite yet. And so there's a lot of talent there, but I'm just waiting to see, do they have 4 or 5 of those guys that when they're playing against the Patrick Mahomes or the Lamar Jackson, week in and week out in the playoffs, that they step up and have the ability to make that play in the moment, is what I think, has the opportunity to kind of turn them and make them into, a championship-type team.
Couple of more for the Hall of Famer, Kurt Warner. You'll be able to check him out tonight as well. NFL Game Day morning right there on NFL Network beginning at 9 a.m. every Sunday. And I think of the unbelievable amount of weapons you had. I was in the Georgia Dome with the Super Bowl win, and I just, the list goes on. Who has the best set of weapons right now, and do the Jaguars have the potential to become that?
You're talking in the entire league? Or
yeah, because you figure the Niners, the Dolphins, you might be able to throw Dallas in there.
Yeah, I think without a doubt it's the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I think as much of the reason why is because of how they can make plays for you. That it doesn't have to be we've got to push the ball down the field. You talked about the greatest show on turf. That was such a huge part of what we did is push the ball down the field. So as a quarterback, you got to be on it and you got to be playing well because you have a bad game and you're probably going the other direction. And so it's a tough place to play when you're trying to get to that championship level. I would put like Mahomes in that category where he's always got to go and throw and make plays for them to win. And obviously he's very good and that's why they're winning. But it's a tough place to be. And so when you look at the Niners, they've got all these guys that, you can throw the ball to them at the line of scrimmage. You could throw a choice route to Christian McCaffrey and he can take it 60 yards. And so it eases all of that for a quarterback. Instead of them having to make every play, they've got guys making plays for him. And, again, when you look at, the Jags team, again, good players, but they're not doing that necessarily for Trevor. And it's a lot more throwing down the field, and it's not a lot more, the arm and the travel of the ball making the big plays for him. And I think that's the next step is how do you make it a little bit easier on your quarterback, or as we talked about earlier, Trevor taking that next step to be able to make those plays more consistently, or how do you make it easier on your quarterback so he doesn't have to make every single one of those throws to get there? And so, I was just watching the San Francisco game yesterday, and it's amazing that, Brock at times doesn't have to do all that much, just throw it to one of them and let them go and let them do their thing. But it just eases that burden, especially when you're playing against good football teams where it's going to be hard for your quarterback to make all of those throws. You need a little help. And, that help can come on defense too. Turning the football over, getting 3 and outs. And again, what I see with the Jags is I want to see more of those guys on defense. It's a good, solid defense, and they've played well this year. But I want to see more killers on that side that are making those big plays to make it easier on the offensive side of the ball.
Now, Kurt, there seems to be a mad dash for the number 1 seed in the AFC, and the Jaguars, quite frankly, are 6-0 on the road. They're under 500 at home. Is it that important that they get that number 1 seed, or could you see this team float at the 2 or 3 seed and still pick a push in the playoffs?
Yeah, we talked about this on our show yesterday, and I actually picked the Jags as a team that I think needs the number 1 seed. And it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that they've won on the road or they can't win on the road. I just, kind of the stuff that we've been talking about is I don't know if they're that team yet. When I look at, Baltimore, and I look at Kansas City, and I look at Miami, and I look at the things that they have and the explosiveness that they have, I think the Jags are a good team, but I think they're kind of at the bottom of that list if you just look at the stuff that we're talking about. And so getting a bye, so you don't have to play, 3 games to get to the Super Bowl. Not playing on the road against good teams in the playoffs is different than just playing on the road during the regular season. So I think they are a team that's still about a year away, in my opinion, from competing for championships, that you need every advantage that you can get. And so I would, if they could get the number 1 seed, I think that would be by far their best route to be able to have a chance to compete this year. But again, they're a good enough team that they can go on the road and beat anybody. I'm not worried about that part of it. But when you get into the playoffs, you don't just have to beat somebody. You got to beat everybody if you go on the road. Like if you're not the home field advantage, and that's where it gets hard. Good team after good team after good team. Oftentimes you see the best teams winning, especially if they're at home. And so I think it is important for Jacksonville, with them kind of turning the corner and taking the next step from last year. If they could get home field advantage, that would loom really large for them.
Hey, listen, enjoy the trip here, the call tonight, and we really appreciate your time. And we'll send them to the NFL Network game day morning, 9 o'clock to check out Kurt. Thank you, buddy.
Great to talk to you guys. Have fun tonight.
All right, for sure. So Kurt Warner, gold jacket. We'll go to the next guy with a gold jacket, Troy Aikman, as he's in the booth as well tonight. That is upcoming, a Mokama Beer Company Monday right here on XL Primetime as we celebrate the Jaguars back under the lights on Monday night.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. John Osher stars as O in Oh No. Yeah. Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Johnny O knows the Jags like nobody else. Brought to you by Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
If you have a slow-draining sink or toilet that sounds like it's about to back up, imagine the potential plumbing emergency when you have family over for the holidays. Flush after flush after flush. Avoid holiday clogs with a call to Duck Duck Rooter today. Duck Duck Rooter will come and resolve those plumbing issues so you can enjoy a free-flowing holiday season. Call 904-862-6769. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
With Golden Hammer Roofing, enjoy the benefits of their 5-year workmanship warranty. Peace of mind knowing you're protected. There's no out-of-pocket should you have an issue. Having a transferable warranty is a key home selling point for the future. If there's an issue, we've been in the business for over 30 years and will answer the phone. Call or visit Golden Hammer today for their 5-year workmanship warranty.
Golden Hammer Roofing and Gutters.
Golden Hammer.
The golden standard in roofing.
Stop stealing joy from loved ones by missing out on making memories because of your joint pain. PRPrelief.com has the answer. A local clinic with natural regenerative treatments. Go to PRPrelief.com today for your joint pain.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pain or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Start your Sunday off with a cup of Joe and some sports medicine intel. This is Joe C. inviting you to join me and Dr. George Bari for Breaking Bones every Sunday morning at 7:30. And if you miss an episode, just look for Breaking Bones wherever you listen to podcasts.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
This is Hayes Carline for Island Wing Company, located on Southside near Tinseltown, and our new location at Bartram Park in St. Johns County. 2 great locations offering the ultimate sports bar experience where you can stick to healthy options. Island Wing Company has a wide selection of fryer-free food. The wings are baked, not fried, with so many awesome flavors to choose from. You can also get delicious salmon, tuna, flatbreads, and tacos. With tons of spectacular TVs, dog-friendly patios, and 2 daily happy hours, Island Wings can't be beat.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband and wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Bank in the 2023 Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards, and it's easy to see why. I go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the new Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Rhino Shield. Stop paying for paint that doesn't protect. Permanently protect your home with our exclusive ceramic-based coating. Say goodbye to mold, mildew, and algae, and enjoy decades of defense against chipping, cracking, and peeling. Beautifully durable colors on any surface, all backed by our 25-year transferable warranty. Shield now and pay later with 0% financing. Request your free quote today at rhinoshieldjax.com.
Ever paint your house again? Rhino Shield.
This is Hayes Carline for SkyLife Elite. Are you tired of canceled flights, unruly passengers, and layovers? Call my friends at SkyLife Elite. Consider using private charter flights for your next adventure. Yes, you can afford it. Make your own schedule. Fly direct. Drive your car to Craig Airport and get directly on the plane. SkyLife Elite can make that happen. Call 490-9332, go to flyskylife.com, and find them on social media. Fly SkyLife Elite, North Florida's premier private air charter.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch, because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light, easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Tonight is the night. The Jaguars host the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football. Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence fired up about playing the game tonight in prime time.
I am, yeah. It's gonna be exciting. First one here since 2011, which is crazy. But no, it's gonna be exciting. I'm sure the city's pumped and hopefully get a nice big crowd, get rowdy over here, so it'll be fun.
Are you going to the game tonight? Save your gas and avoid the parking hassles of game day by taking the JTA Game Day Express. More info at jtafla.com. The Jaguars host the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football tonight at 8:15 on 1010XL. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
You know, we feel like it's a Hall of Fame worthy day with the Jacksonville Jaguars back under the lights, first time since 2011. So let's look at our Hall of Famer and Coach Campo, and you welcome in the next Hall of Famer, Coach.
Yeah, let's bring on a Hall of Famer in Troy Aikman. Troy, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Cam. It's good to be on.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Our listeners really love having you on this show. Let me ask you this. I know you've looked at both teams. As an overall view, and we might ask a few other questions about that, but as an overall view, how would you view this game with Jacksonville and Cincinnati?
Well, I think that, obviously a big win last week for Jacksonville within the division and the separation that they were able to create. I like where Trevor Lawrence is right now and the way that he's been able to play. I think he's made good decisions overall for the most part. He gets the ball out quick. I think they've gotten the deep ball back in the offense, which has been helpful here over the last 2 weeks. And so I see it as a team that's playing with a lot of confidence. And then, of course, this is a different Cincinnati team than the one that Jacksonville thought they'd be facing a few weeks ago. And coming off a tough loss last week to Pittsburgh, and the way that Jake Browning is playing and kind of what their formula now is going forward is a lot different. This is an offense in the Bengals that simply has not run the ball well, really, since Zach Taylor took over as the head coach, and they haven't had to with Burrow because of the way that he gets the ball out and is efficient with those receivers. So if he was healthy, obviously it'd be a much different game, and the outlook would look a lot different. But I like Jacksonville. I like the confidence they're playing with. I like the way the defense is ascending. And I like the skill players as well. Besides Trevor, I like this group of skill players that Jacksonville has, and I think they're starting to get a little healthier up front in the offensive line. So this will, if I'm looking at it, I think it's the game at home on primetime. I've often felt this way in most any game, but this is a game certainly that Jacksonville should win.
Now, Troy, I mean, the Jaguars are a good team, but I'm not sure if they're an elite team. I think 2 weeks ago against the 49ers, they showed their tail.
Yeah.
So if you look at this team, I mean, could this team make noise in the playoffs, or is it a team that you see one and done?
No, I think they could. Yeah, no question. We had them last year. Of course, you guys know the season they had last year and the way they came on at the end after the start that they had, and we had them in Week 18 when they were able to beat Tennessee, which was essentially a playoff game. And I don't know that a lot of people gave them much hope after they got in, and yet they were able to rally against the Chargers and then took Kansas City to the wire. So Yeah, I definitely think that this team is capable of playing with anybody, and they've kind of proven that. And then, like a lot of other teams around the league, we saw what San Francisco did to Philadelphia yesterday. And in no way does that mean that I don't think Philadelphia is a really great team as well. So, yeah, I feel good about Jacksonville. I think the Jags fans should as well. They've got a lot of good pieces on this team, and they're fun to watch.
You're going to hear Troy Aikman in the booth Monday Night Football tonight alongside Joe Buck, the Hall of Famer, with us on XL Primetime. So when you're looking at take that next step and you're looking at Trevor Lawrence, what would that be in your mind, Troy?
Well, I think, and Camps knows this, that Jimmy Johnson used to always say, "Hey, it's not who makes the most great plays; it's who makes the fewest bad plays." And I think that's so true. As you get into the games that really start to matter, and you get into the postseason, and how are you going to advance and keep winning games, I think that becomes a real key. And a lot of times in the media or fans and social media, they all love the big play. But you've got to minimize the bad ones. And I think for Trevor, like I said, I like what I've seen of him. You guys see him on a weekly basis, but I've watched quite a bit of him coming into this ball game, and I think he's healthier than he's been. I know he had the knee injury he was dealing with. I think he does an excellent job of getting the ball out. There are times still where he locks in on a guy and tries to make something happen that's not quite there, but that would be the biggest thing that I would say. I don't really see a lot of holes in his game. He's won everywhere that he's been until he got to Jacksonville his first year, but that comes with the price of being the first overall pick, and now he's winning again at a high level. And so I just think it's a matter of getting into the January game. Somebody mentioned to me today in our meeting, that people don't talk about Trevor the way that they do Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or, whoever the quarterbacks might be. And I said, give him time, because he got into the postseason last year. He was able to win a game. And then you get into these bigger games, and then more people know about you, more people are talking about you. But he certainly has the ability to play with any of those guys, and I enjoy watching him. I think he's one of the really bright young quarterbacks in our game.
Troy, this is obviously a Trevor-centric team, but defensively, when you look at them, it's a team that can do things that can cause problems for other teams, right?
Yeah, they can, and I do think that they continue to get better. I mean, I think if you just look at their stats, which oftentimes people do, I don't know that it really represents what this team is capable of doing. I like a lot of these players. Of course, Josh Allen is a household name. Everybody knows about him. I watched Roy Robertson Harris last week. He was dominant, I thought, against Houston. They've got some good young corners. Darius Williams, of course, is playing well. I like the way Rayshon Jenkins plays the safety position. Their linebackers, I love their speed and the way they play. So it seems to me like this is a group, when I watch them really on both sides of the ball, that they really enjoy playing together. And it has this locker room, at least from what I can tell, seems like they're a really close group, and that's a credit to the coaching staff. And of course, winning helps with all of that. But I believe this is a confident group, and the way that they've been able to win games and string wins, and pretty much picked up where they were last year to end the season, and then came in this year, started it a little bit rocky, but then got on their roll, and they've looked good. I know the 49ers game wasn't great, but I like this team, and I like the youth that they have and the way that they've been built.
Troy, looking at this from we started this year, I felt that this team was still a year away. Do you see that? Do you see that they can make a run this year, or do you think it's maybe a year away? And I'm going back to the Cowboys. It took us 4 years, and do we need another couple pieces in some areas?
Yeah, you always could use a few more pieces. I think in general, I do think Mike Caldwell does a good job of scheming some things to free people up and get to the quarterback. Josh Allen, as you know, he's a bona fide pass rusher. I think they could use another one. Trayvon Walker, I know he's coming along and doing some different things, but hasn't quite had the impact probably up to this point that they were anticipating when he was picked. But that would be the one area where I'd say, yeah, they could probably address getting to the quarterback a little bit more. But, what I know, and is what you know, Camp, is when we were in Dallas, that when we went to play San Francisco in that championship game in '92, a lot of people felt that we were probably a year away and that we were the youngest team in football, and yet we played a good game and we beat a real veteran team and then won our first Super Bowl. So, you just got to get in, and then once you get in, anything can happen. And I don't know that you would put Jacksonville up against some of the top contenders, right? Or most people wouldn't, just because they're a bit of an unknown. Not a lot of people have probably seen Jacksonville the way that they have Kansas City and some of these others. But no, I like them. I mean, shoot, if they win tonight, I believe I'm right in saying this. They will at this time be positioned as the number one seed in the AFC. Yeah. So they're in pretty good position. So it's hard to discount them. I just don't know that on a national level that people are talking about them maybe the way that they should be. But this team, in my opinion, is certainly capable of playing with anybody and beating anybody.
Now, Troy, let's segue to that 92 team, because that might be the best assembled football team I ever seen in my era when I played, with you, that offensive line, that defensive line. If you were to look today, what team today reminds you as a mirror of that team that you played for in 1992?
It's I would probably say the 49ers, quite honestly. I just, they're tough defensively. They're really built more than anything around running the football, being physical up front, the play action game, throwing the ball effectively, when you have your shots. And I feel like that's the way that we were. And I've liked San Francisco for a long time since Kyle got there for that reason. I think, so many teams have gotten so pass happy, and I have believed over the years that you've got to be able to throw the ball efficiently if you're going to be able to win at a high level in this league. But I think it got so far in that direction that these teams that have kind of pulled back and have become more physical and are running the football and marrying the run game with the play action game and then playing good defense, it's a good formula. It's won a lot of football games over the history of our game. It continues to win a lot of football games. And I think that, you can speak to this because the offensive lines around the league, in my opinion, first of all, there's not a lot of great offensive lines. They're hard to build. And Jacksonville has had their issues, of course, with some of the injuries on that left side. But, I think that the team really gets their heartbeat from the offensive line. And if you have a tough, physical offensive front, generally that permeates through the building, and that's the kind of team that you have. So that's what we were about. Our offensive line was outstanding, as we know. We had a great running back in Emmett, but we threw the ball efficiently when we did. We just didn't throw it as much as some of the other teams. But I really like San Francisco and the way that they're built, and they remind me of our teams the most.
A couple more quickies for Troy before we have to turn you loose. Leon played under Jimmy. And, of course, Coach came up through Jimmy. We play the soundbite all the time. Hit it, JJ.
I want to kick their ass.
So it's just a drop that we have all the time. So what's the difference, Troy, between, say, that intensity and then Doug Peterson, who seems to come at it just a little more mellow?
Well, yeah, I would say that, I know Doug well. We played against each other back when we were playing as well. I think in general the coaching is different than it was. I still think Jimmy's style would apply today, and he'd still be successful. But I think you're dealing with a little bit of a different athlete. I think coaches are having to approach it a little bit differently than what they once did. But I know for me, and I think I speak for most players, that I just wanted a coach that one I knew could make me better or make our team better, and that two held people accountable. And I think that's the key. And if you have that and you have the respect, then you've got a chance to be successful. You've got to have good players, and there's a lot that goes with that. I will say, and I've said this many times, why anybody would want to go into coaching is beyond me. I mean, we see it each and every year, each and every week, and the heartbreak and headaches and the heartache that you've got to deal with. And I just, man, it's a different breed. But yeah, Doug's been successful, everywhere that he's been, and what he did last year was really remarkable. It's not easy when you are having a season like they had last year in an organization that had not enjoyed much success, and then to be able to turn it around and do what they did. But to be able to come back off of that this year and be having the season that they're having now is really a testament to his style, the respect that he's earned, and how good of a coach he is.
Last one, Troy, before Coach has to say goodbye. The idea that Tom Brady said the quarterback play is mediocre right now, would you agree with that? You're a Hall of Fame quarterback. You see play every Monday night. Would you agree with that?
Well, first of all, I don't know if he specifically said quarterbacks or just football in general, but either way, it doesn't matter. It's a different game today than it was when I played, and that's okay. And the players are spending less time together than we did. There's less time for the coaches to coach, and then in addition to that, with the salary cap and the rising costs for quarterbacks, it makes you thin in some other positions. And when you start having injuries, whether it's at the quarterback position or other places, you just don't have the as talented of backups, veteran backups that are able to step in. So there are times, and I've said, I was asked about this a few days ago after Tom's comments. And first of all, when you're Tom Brady, everything looks mediocre when you're watching it. Nothing compares to what he was able to do. But I also know that back when I was playing in 1989, my first year, we were not a good team, and that was a lot of bad football that we put out there on the field. And every week, when you watch games, there is some bad football that's being played. But in general, I think we've got a lot of really skilled people that are playing a game at a high level. The coaching is the best it is at any level in the NFL. These guys are terrific, and the fans are loving it. So I'm enjoying it. I also know that Tom is considering, going to Fox next year. That's the plan. Yeah. And as a spokesman for Fox and the NFL, I don't know that the league's going to be real favorable towards his comments if he starts making too many more times.
True.
Troy, listen, hey, we really appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you. You know that.
Absolutely.
And listen, have a good call tonight, and go Jags and go Cowboys.
Sounds great. Thanks, Camp. Enjoyed it, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Troy. Thank you. It's funny because the last thing he said is about Fox. Fox is like, wait a minute, this is the best product we got going right now. You can't take swipes.
This is
at
everything
right?
for us, right? Yeah.
And look, I do agree with the sentiment that Tom Brady had. In other words, the first couple of sentences that he had made you ignore the rest of what he said. But he did say, Leon, they don't practice as much. What was your classic line? Full pad Friday.
Yeah, I understand where he's coming from because, listen, essentially you got to bang in order to get better, all right? And I'm not equipped to understand where guys don't go as hard. But then you got Chris Jones who misses all training camp and goes out there and tears up the NFL.
Yeah.
So kind of contradicts my whole opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But Troy is right about the camaraderie. Guys don't hang out as much. We had a reason. We wanted to be in the facility. We wanted to lift the extra weights, watch the extra film, play cards, joke around, all that kind of stuff. More so than not, these guys are looking to get out and go somewhere and look at their social media and how many likes I got and, man, I look good on this and that. We didn't have those kind of distractions. So I don't want to say our ball was better, but it was.
Well, the only thing I could say is it's really what he said and what Leon said is time.
Yeah.
They're not together as much.
Mm-hmm.
They've cut back on the OTAs. They've done all these things, and without the pads, they're not tackling as much. So, but when you look at the talent level,
the athlete is still.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everybody's bigger, stronger, faster,
Yeah.
and guys are making catches that, honestly, they did not make 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So, you can't compare the athletes.
Oh, Coach, the skill set is better. The skill set is better. I don't know if the technique is better, but the players are bigger, stronger, and faster than we were now. You got 6'7", 6'8" offensive linemen that run like 4'9". That's crazy. That's absolutely insane to me right now. But technique and fundamental wise, I don't know if it was we had more time to work on that kind of stuff.
We were better back in the day.
Yeah, we were better technique fundamental wise because we spent time offensive line on the field, all that kind of stuff. These guys don't have as much time, and they're able to utilize their size a lot better than probably we did.
They can get away with more.
They get away with more because they're so big.
And
absolutely,
fast, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I totally agree. Belichick was one of the first guys who introduced this. They don't hit enough. Therefore, they won't tackle well. It will lead to more injuries. All those things are real. That's for sure. All right. So we head into the 1 o'clock hour. We got Willie Anderson coming up. We've been talking a bunch about your Monday Night Football game tonight against the Cincinnati Bengals. We'll definitely drill down on the college football playoff. The text line, real quick, JJ, just went bananas over FSU. And look, I get it. And for an undefeated Power 5 champion not to get in, I totally understand why they're ticked. But the committee, at the very least, right or wrong, as Matt said it earlier, they opened up gray area to basically showcase the best 4 teams that they wanted to hit the television screen. I don't think there's any way to get away from that.
It's not any kind of conspiracy.
Yeah.
It's just not. I don't know what else to say other than, look, the goal of the playoff, it's always been this. It's in their flippin' charter.
Yeah.
Is the 4 best teams. The reason they have the playoff is so a team can get hot and get in the playoff. If anything, what they did with Alabama,
that's what they did.
Just underscores what their playoff is all about.
Yeah.
It sucks for Florida State. I don't disagree with them. It's terrible that they're unbeaten and they don't get in. But guess what? When they did this playoff and they started the playoff and it was a 4-team playoff, they knew right then that 5 conference champions could be unbeaten, and there was going to be a problem. It just didn't happen until now.
Always going to be an odd man out.
Yes. It just didn't happen until now, the first time where you've got a conference champion with, and here's an asterisk too, a unique situation. They lost their quarterback.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. And it's been at least stated, Leon, in the committee that they can, whether you agree with it or not, they can factor in a coach loss or a quarterback loss or an injury.
Well, listen, they got an opportunity to play Georgia in the Orange Bowl. They beat Georgia in the Orange Bowl and go 14-0. We'll give them the imaginary championship like UCF.
Listen, we are champions.
We'll crown them.
Oh, come on, bro. Don't stomp on them right now. Come on.
You're telling the Miami Hurricane, you're telling Hall of Famer not to stomp on Florida State? Every opportunity I get. Are you serious?
We didn't forget the year 2000.
I absolutely.
They're like down on one knee right now,
Hey, listen,
gasping for breath. You want to stomp
well,
on
I
them.
tell you
This
what,
is karmic justice.
I unplugged the oxygen machine.
And Leon's just happier more than anything else that he doesn't have to do a cartwheel. At least right now, as far as we know, he doesn't have to.
They remember what you do in November, guys, and that's exactly what Matt's saying. You can lose early, but how you're playing at the end, and Florida State obviously backed up a little bit.
Yeah.
They won
only because of injury.
But they backed up because of it.
I want to say this too very quick,
Only
Joe.
because of
very
injury.
quickly. With Jordan Travis, they can beat anybody in the country.
Exactly.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, and they would have been in the playoff.
But they don't have him anymore.
Right. They
And
would
that
have
cannot
left
be discounted.
They would have left out a one-loss conference champion with that.
Correct.
They might have left out Washington for all we know. But they would have left out.
Well, here's the
somebody
reason
else.
why I think that listen, as much as a quarterback is emphasized and he's very important to any college or professional football game, who's to say the way that defense played, the way Benson is running, and our offensive line with a backup quarterback couldn't go in a neutral site and
Everyone
go up against.
will say that.
No, not everyone, but I'm just saying, how do we know that they couldn't go and do that? Basically, the committee is saying because of the quarterback's play, y'all can't stand up. How do you know?
They're just playing the odds.
Bro, that's
the odds are that they won't do that.
Right.
Well,
They are looking.
but that's why you play the game.
Well, I know,
that's why
but
you play the game of football.
Yeah, they're just simply looking at, honestly, eyeballs that they need to watch those games matter more than anything else. And a team at full strength with the same record.
Okay, well,
gives them the similar record.
let's tell the Giants when they lost Phil Simms and they won with Hofstadter and they won the Super Bowl.
Hofstadter,
You know what?
I know.
I mean, you know what? They should have pulled the plug and say, you know what, the Giants, y'all can't play in this Super Bowl. I know y'all can't play in the Super Bowl because y'all lost your starting quarterback, and there's no way your backup can go in the game and help y'all win it.
I
and
think
what
they
happened?
just saw Brock Glenn struggle to beat the worst Jack Plummer quarterback performance
It
I
was
have ever
terrible.
seen.
You know what?
I've only seen like three of them.
If you're Florida
but that
State,
was
and
the
you
worst.
want
beat
and you wanna-
Georgia.
Yes, I was
Go
just going to
beat
say
Georgia
that.
then.
Go
That's it.
beat Georgia.
Like,
with
if you guys think you can
depleted
compete
Georgia,
in
too.
the playoffs,
Believe me.
then you should be able to go and beat this team.
Well, Georgia should
And
have.
you know what's going to happen? They're going to get their ass kicked by Georgia. Give me a
because they
break. They're going to
don't-
cry. All FSU fans are going to cry all month until they play Georgia, and then they're going to get stomped, and they're not going to have anything to say. They don't belong in it without Jordan Travis.
Yeah,
I'm
JT
sorry.
is the
It is
key.
what it is.
Yeah, JT is the key. That's it. Simple as that. All right, we head into the 1 o'clock hour. Mokama Beer Company Monday. Don't forget Monday. They serve that great coffee every single day of the week, Tuesday through Sunday. You can enjoy the great craft. So if you are coming in from the north, heading into Jacksonville, roll on through Fernandina, find them right there on South 8th Street or at Wildlight, or pick it up, mokama.com. Look for that great craft. Willie Anderson, he's a Hall of Fame finalist. He's a Bengal through and through. He's one of Leon's legends. We'll say hello to him coming up.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. The bright lights are back in Jax as the NFL spotlight shines on the first place Jags. And America gets a glimpse of the First Coast. Jaguars, Bengals, tonight at the Bank. It's Monday Night Football on 1010XL.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Say goodbye to your home's plumbing problems. The professionals at Fenwick Home Services are always ready to help. Whether your home has a clogged toilet or drains, dripping faucets, no hot water, or other issues, our experts offer zero-fee, 24-hour emergency plumbing solutions. Plus, you can save up to 20%, that's right, 20% off your next plumbing service. Visit FenwickHomeservices.com or call right now at 904-604-9156.
Ryan and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World, simply the best for less. And thank you for your business.
Salvatore's Pizza coming to Jacksonville. Salvatore.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I've got an Awaken 180 update that you may not believe. I'm 4 weeks into the Awaken 180 program and down 23 pounds. 23 pounds in 1 month. You might be thinking, well, the holiday season has arrived. Now what? Well, I'm not sweating it because over Thanksgiving week, at a time when most are loosening their belt, I dropped 6 pounds. That's right, 6 pounds. Awaken 180 is just stupid easy. Who knew you could enjoy the holidays and still lose weight while eating and drinking and being merry? That's the beauty of Awaken 180. It seamlessly fits into your life, even during holidays, parties, vacations, you name it. If you're looking for real change, give yourself the gift that lasts a lifetime. You looking in the mirror, happy, healthy, after dropping the weight, holding you back with the #1 solution for weight loss, Awaken 180. Do what I did and call Awaken 180 at 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or go online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at jaguars.com/shadows. One winner a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase to enter or win, must be 18 or older and a legal resident of Florida or Georgia. Promotion period 9/5/23 through 12/15/23. For official rules and complete details, visit jaguars.com/shadows. Sponsored by Jacksonville Jaguars, LLC.
With tens of thousands of satisfied patients across America, it's no surprise QC Kinetics gets 5-star reviews.
I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
I can recommend them highly.
I would recommend QC to anybody.
QC Kinetics has changed my life.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
Real people with real lasting relief from joint pain.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me.
I was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
This non-surgical approach is definitely the future.
I tell as many people as possible. I am an ambassador. I love QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. No drugs, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Jason Parker, CEO of Performance Painting here. It's gift-giving season, so why not give yourself, your tenants, employees, or family members a gift that makes them smile for years? A freshly painted commercial building or home exterior can do just that. No matter who you hire to paint, make sure they walk you through their top coat application process. That should include back rolling, back brushing to lengthen the life of your paint job and ensure the finish is consistent. Learn more at performancepaintingjacks.com or call today at 849-2499.
Performance Painting. Prosser here, and if you're having trouble selling your home before the end of the year, that's a problem. Well, I have a promise. New for 2023, and it comes from ChadandSandy.com. Your home sold, guaranteed, or they will buy it. Success stories still to come. Maybe you want maximum equity for your home, but not sure how. Well, here's how. Chad and Sandy are the only real estate expert we trust and recommend with the sale of your home. They guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. It's as simple as that. Vivian from Cambridge Estate says, I had already moved to Alabama and I needed to sell my Jacksonville home. Easier said than done. My home failed to sell with another realtor for 144 days. I finally got smart and fired my old realtor. I hired Chad and Sandy. What they say is true. My home sold in 4 days above asking price. Don't waste time and money. Hire Chad and Sandy first. How do you do that? Real easy. Call today, 904-414-6200, 904-414-6200, or go to ChadandSandy.com, ChadandSandy.com.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Need cash and have surfboards, guitars, power tools, or sports equipment? Come sell to Chuck and get top dollar. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Life's expensive. Free yourself from unused items at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn. This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by YMCA of Florida's First Coast. The Mandarin Mustangs are going to the state championship after a 51-21 Final Four victory on Friday night over Monarch. Mandarin head coach Toby Bullock on the Final Four victory.
It was a matchup to watch in high school between our 2 DBs, AJ and John, and those 2 receivers, and it was back and forth, and defense got a big turnover in the third, and that put us up. And then once we got up 24-21, it just kind of opened up for us from there.
Mandarin head coach Toby Bullock. The Mustangs will play Miami Columbus for the state championship Thursday at 3 o'clock. 73 degrees at 1 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
Song selection paid for by Leon Searcy. As we welcome in one of Leon's legends of Mokama Beer Company Monday. It is Monday Night Football tonight under the lights. It's Duval's Jaguars against this man's Bengals. Leon, let's welcome him in.
Yeah, my good friend, one of the greatest offensive linemen to play in the game, Big Willie Anderson. Big Will, how you doing, bro?
What's up, bro? How you guys doing today?
Man, we're doing wonderful, man. We got Monday Night Football now.
No doubt.
No
Big
doubt.
night down there. Big night.
Well, first of all, congratulations on being one of the nominees for the Hall of Fame again. I think they got the right tackle bias. You should definitely be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, but it's not mine. But congratulations anyway. But as far as the Bengals go, man, well, I mean, coming into this season, you know, you had Joe Burrow, one of the front runners to make a run at the Super Bowl. I mean, how disappointing it is for you and the franchise that he's not playing.
But definitely, the whole Bengals nation is definitely upset right now because they think right now that we don't have a chance to even compete for the playoffs after such a promising season and after, the things that transpired the last several years. This season was looking for one of the seasons to compete with the powerhouses in the AFC, like Kansas City, because the Bengals was right there with them year in and year out the last several years. So not having Joe is definitely a huge disappointment. they've kind of been flirting with, him being injured off and on and getting hit, things like that. But not being out completely is something that no one expected. And definitely he's a big part of this team, huge part of the team, physically and emotionally. Because if you're around Joe Burrow, you kind of see why his teammates all come around him. First, he's a good dude, very good dude, bro. Like all offensive linemen, we all love the guy. I mean, but at the same time too, he can inspire an entire team in the city with his words, his action, his swag, everything he does, man, is just tip top, A+. So him being out is definitely a big loss for us.
But Jake Browning, though, clearly is a solid backup. I just feel like the Bengals are going to play really hard. They're going to play really hard tonight. Your thoughts on that?
No doubt. They showed that, against the Ravens, and they showed a little bit of it last week. The team still, the team as Cersei tell you, the team still believes they have to go out there and win football games. They're not saying, hey, let's get ready for the draft and get ready for next year. That's what the fans are saying and all the pundits. But the team, the guys who are actually playing, those guys still feel like they can win. Now, I know from the outside it looks crazy, but, guys around Browning have to come out and play big. The receivers, they get T. Higgins back tonight. It's going to be big for them. I think the offensive line has to play better and to give Zach confidence to call more running plays. It's a big thing right now in Cincinnati right now. What's up with Joe Mixon? But I've been saying all season, I think Joe Mixon's fine, but you got to give him more than 8-9 carries to get going. And I think sometimes with coordinators, if they don't see the running game having success early, they go away from it because they panic and say, hey, those 2-yard runs not going to matter. But I think in the scheme of football with backup quarterback, those early carries that he can go pound the football, you can get play action going. I think it's kind of the way. You can't play the same way you play with the backup quarterback that you played with Joe Burrow.
Willie, this is Coach Dave Campo. First of all, thanks a lot for coming on, and I coached against you for many years, and I'm glad that I'm glad I'm not coaching against you now, to be perfectly honest with you. But you've watched, I'm sure, the Bengals quite a bit. What's your thoughts on their defensive front?
I think when Sam Hubbard is in there, it's definitely better. Because right now I think Henderson is the only true pass rusher they have, and even on some of those Marvin Lewis teams, 2010 through 16, they had about 3 rushers. They had Geno James, Carlos, and Michael Johnson. They had 3 rushers. I think in any good defensive line, you need at least 3. One guy we can kind of account for with slide protection, chipping. 2 causes us a little bit more problem. 3 is a problem because someone's going to be one-on-one. And I think right now the pass rush is not getting those one-on-ones for Henderson because all the eyes of the offense is going towards him because Sam Hubbard's been out. Sam is not really a great pass rusher, but he's an effort guy who's going to give you a lot of effort sacks, and he plays great against the run. I think their point that D-line not being up to their usual standards, I think that's hurt the secondary some. As far as guys having to cover a lot longer than they have because if Henderson don't hit home, those guys are back there covering all day, and you've seen them give up big passes and a big passing game like they had against the Titans. So I think it's definitely the third guy to step up. I think Sam is that plan now. But in the NFL now, if you can't get that inside rush, those elite quarterbacks are going to kill you. And I've seen Trevor Lawrence since his days here in high school, and we all knew the 10th grader, the kid's going to be a pro in the 10th grade. So I think inside pressure against QBs like Trevor is going to be a huge plus. If not, he eats you alive.
We're talking with former Bengal Willie Anderson, Hall of Fame finalist, and we watched this past week Cam Robinson go down with injury, Walker Little go from a short stint at left guard to left tackle, and then Ezra Cleveland come in. Have you ever had to deal with anything like that? Have you ever had to play multiple positions in one game, Willie?
No, fortunately, I was always, one of the main guys and your main guys never change positions, but I played with several guys who their careers was based off them having to play. Coach will tell you this, that, some guys have to play 2 positions. If you don't, you can't last in the NFL. So guys like Cersei never going to change position, Baselli won't change position. But the rest of the guys on the line, in order for you to stay in the NFL, you have to be a two-position guy. And it's unfortunate, it's hard to do because, my gripe with the NFL offensive line is they need a third coach to be doing development. It's just not enough time for the head O-line coach and even the assistant O-line coach. He's too busy drawing up cars and running around like a chicken with his head cut off, doing so many other different things that the young backup guys never get technique work past freaking minicamp. From training camp on, it's all about putting in plays, putting in schemes, adding in more plays, adding in more schemes, going over defenses, who to block, how to block them, when to block them. How to block them is never really given enough emphasis to your backup guys. So that's why when your favorite team loses a starting left tackle, like a guy like Cam, who I think is a really good tackle, the effort, the productivity kind of goes down because those guys haven't been training. They get reps in practice, but they're not really training, being taught those things. They're just being said, hey, man, you're a pro, figure it out. And that's kind of the life of some linemen, whereas your star guys, Cam Robinson would never have to go play left guard or right guard, unless he's older in his career. But those elite guys play their positions, but the rest of the guys, you have to be flexible to interchange on the line every day.
Now, Will, I've been saying this all week long that this Jaguar team, you can't take these Bengals lightly because y'all got a championship pedigree. I mean, this team year in and year out over the last couple of years have been a toe tap away from going to the Super Bowl, going head to head with the Kansas City Chiefs. So y'all got that moxie about you that y'all been in the big games, you've been in the Super Bowl, you've been in the championships, and a lot of those guys that played in those games are going to be on this roster to come tonight. So I'm hoping that this Jaguar team, this incumbents upon this coaching staff to make sure you let these players know that what you got coming to town ain't no slouch.
Yeah, and you guys got a really good coaching staff down there too, and a good group of young players mixed in. But definitely what you said, the Bengals, Jamar Chase is not going to think his season over with. He's still trying to get what he got to get. T. Higgins is still playing for. These guys are still playing for a lot of things. Like Trey Hendrickson is not going to stop pass rushing. You know what I mean? And I'm sure with the backup plan, he's in his mind thinking he's going to spill because all season, if your starter wasn't in, he's killed the backup guy. The backup guys hadn't had a chance against Trey Hendrickson, all season. Watch him kill the backup to Trent Williams. And, the guy's an elite rusher. So these guys are going to play hard. That linebacker crew the Bengals have are a bunch of hard-playing guys. The front D-line guys, I said earlier, they're not great pass rushers, but when they do, they play hard as hell against that run. They get to the ball. They pile on guys, and they play with great energy. So I'm sure they're thinking Monday Night Football, they're thinking, hey, man, the lights are on, and people are thinking we're down. And they're definitely going to give you top effort, top energy, because that's kind of what Zach Taylor's team's been over the years. Just unfortunately, we don't have one of the best QBs in the country. I mean, in the league right now, but I think effort-wise and effort and emotionally, you're going to get a fired-up football team.
Well, Big Will, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. We all know how special Monday Night Football is now. I mean, I was 12-0 in Monday Night Football. I'm not sure what your record was. I had to shine on that a little bit.
The early 90s Bengals team, we weren't that damn good. Once Marvin got in there, man, we won a couple of them, and I was so damn happy to play them. We started playing when I was old, and the older you get, those Monday night games and Thursday night games, man, that's for the birds. You can't recover for a couple of weeks.
I appreciate you coming on the show, Big Dog. Hey, man, best of luck with the Hall of Fame, man. I'm wishing you well, man. They need to put some more right tackles in the Hall of Fame. You Eric Williams, all those cats.
Man, I learned from you, big bro.
I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
All right, Willie Anderson, it really is true. When you think of, he's in the Bengals Ring of Honor, and you think of how long he played up there, 181 career games, and all of his seasons with one football team. That's high praise.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Listen, I remember I call him a kid because he's younger than me, but I remember the kid when he came in his rookie year out of Auburn. First round pick goes to the Bengals. Like he was saying in the 90s, it wasn't much. You didn't think much of the Bengals or whatever. But the one thing that always stood out when you watch film was Willie Anderson. I mean, he was a mauler, bro. Like, good feet, good hands, everything about him was good.
Yeah, I think he's got a shot. The right tackle position, and Woodson, for example, with the Cowboys, the safety position. Those are positions that sometimes it takes some time to get those guys in there, and hopefully hopefully that'll happen.
It is true. The other side of the line is largely ignored.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, we keep it rolling. Mokama Beer Company Monday. They have got great craft for you to enjoy, sample. You can find either Total Wine, ABC, if you're out shopping for craft, or look for that brand new Wildlight location that's a little bit smaller than their tap room, but you can get the same great craft in the tap room, definitely set up on South 8th Street as you're entering Fernandina. So if you're coming in from the state of GA, you're coming down here for Monday Night Football, maybe slide on through there and say hello. It's XL Primetime. We're going to keep it on your Jacksonville Jaguars. What is the key for you tonight? You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures and let us know right here on XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. There's a reason Friday is our favorite day of the work week.
Bingo.
Pre-game Friday.
This is your game plan.
It's your stepping stone to the weekend. Pre-game Friday.
Now we got a game.
Is brought to you by Dream Finders Homes and MyBookie on 1010XL.
Men, suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? Frustrated taking pills that don't work? Here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough treatments with men lasting longer than ever without pain or surgery.
Call now. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results right in the office. Call Prime Men's Medical Center now. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Just like those little holiday snow globes, you better get ready to shake up the season because Toyotathon is on at Arlington Toyota. Right now at Arlington, get financing as low as 2.99% on 10 new Toyota models. And Arlington has more than 500 new Toyotas available, plus every new Toyota purchase comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty. Toyotathon is on at Arlington. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online 24/7 at arlingtontoyota.com.
Brackish Vodka, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, is the smoothest local vodka you can find. Made right here in Jacksonville, Florida, 100% from corn, Brackish Vodka is the local gluten-free choice. Brackish Vodka, for those that live life slightly salty, a proud partner of the Jaguars. Now you can pair Brackish with your favorite fine cigar at Goodfellas Cigar Lounge. Come by and see why membership has its perks.
I'm Shane with Renew Solutions, an expert in transforming your hardwood floors to a timeless and elegant new look. For any wood floor repairs, replace, or installs, I've got you covered at Renew Solutions. Visit renewjacksfloors.com.
Let's fire up the flavor and ignite those appetites. Let's slow down and smell the barbecue. Because all your favorites are smoked for hours and ready for eating when you are. From our famous ribs to slow smoked pork. Enjoy some perfection by the plateful, safely in our dining room or in the comfort of your home. With curbside pickup, drive-through, and delivery. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
It doesn't matter what the records are. It's always one of the most important games of the year. Army, Navy. 1010XL's Army-Navy coverage is brought to you by Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Whether it's a large commercial project or a multifamily property, trust All Pro Roofing for exceptional craftsmanship and unparalleled customer service. We use only the finest materials, ensuring durability and long-lasting results. Plus, All Pro Roofing now has a full siding and windows division. That's right, All Pro Roofing is not just about roofs anymore. All Pro Roofing, now your trusted partner for commercial roofing, multifamily projects, exterior siding, and windows. AllProRoofingLLC.com.
License number CCC 1327056.
CDC 060138.
All year long you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller. At the head of our class we make it happen fast. Stay cooler with Bueller. For heating and air we always play fair. We make the difference 'cause we really care. Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hayes Carline here. Rediscover the joy of hearing. Dr. Douglas Green and their expert team is offering a Here for the Holidays discount off hearing aids in December. Near the town center, visit Jacksonville Hearing and Balance or jhbi.org.
Why can't I just speak to an actual human being? I need a new bank.
Well, actually, at One-to-One Financial, communication is not only number one, it's one-to-one. When you call, you get to talk to a real live Jacksonville human, fast, and with someone who's truly concerned about your needs, your security, and finding solutions as a team.
Thank you.
Ready to break up with your bank? Find a real, long-term banking relationship at One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit one-to-onefcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Wondering what you're going to do for dinner tonight? Southern Steer Butcher is a full-service butcher, and we grind and make sausage in-house every day.
Now open in Ortega. For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Hey, David here with Royal Pest Services. It's that time of year where we're starting to bring things down from the attic. Along with that comes the critters that have been hiding up there year-round. Go to RoyalPestServices.com or give us a call at 886-2847. That's 886-BUGS.
Are you an experienced automotive technician and tired of working for employers who put profit over people? Then come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road and get trained on how to diagnose and rebuild today's complex transmissions. See how we're different. Get traction on your career or come to Action.
Equal opportunity employer.
If your holiday wish is to improve your golf game, you'll want to consider Hidden Hills Golf Club's annual range membership. One low price gives you 12 months of unlimited access to our Bermuda Grass Complex. Visit hiddenhillsgc.com.
Hey, it's Mike Dempsey, and you know how I feel about Pella Windows and Doors. Great design, strongest warranties, and the highest quality products. I even chose Pella Windows for my own home. And whether you're a homeowner replacing windows or building a new home or a trade professional working with clients, I know the design experts at Pella will help your project run smoothly and look great. Visit PellaJacks.com or the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mocama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
They got it going on. Coffee every day, craft Tuesday through Sunday. And the Cosmico, you can really go down the line. I'm an IPA cat, all right? I love the hops. And you can definitely check out everything else, Pilsners, lagers, stouts, the fruit, the sours. They've got them all. Make sure you check them out, Mocama Beer Company and Mocama.com. Now, we've been talking about your Jaguars, who are now a double-digit pick tonight against the Cincinnati Bengals. This is cat-on-cat crime. That's what I'm hoping for at the bank, that they take care of business. And see if they can come away with a win, see if this team can crest up at the right time, play off of the success that they had a week ago against the Houston Texans, who did dispatch the Denver Broncos, who was on a 5-game win streak. Had to make a big play late to do it, but they did indeed do it. Sneak in a little bit of college football here. We're going to get back to our conversation with the Jags coming up. Joe C., our head coach, Dave Campo, hanging out with us today. Matty Hayes and Big Sirs. Mia is off for XL Primetime, but will be part of the kickoff show. She and Hayes Carline, and then delivering all sorts of social content throughout and leading up to the game and throughout. That's for sure. Let's do the 10-10 take real quick, JJ, because there's definitely a college football playoff argument that's being had everywhere right now.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since 68.
Schedule's tight, right? You went to work today. Everyone's looking around like, man, when was the last time I had to do, 2011. You haven't had to worry about this too often, but tonight you want to get to the game on time, so roll through your area, Sonny's. Pick up some racks of ribs, some pulled pork. You can order all the sides, and they'll have it all ready for you, and then you just plan on tailgating and partying. So FSU's busted, all right? They're hot. They're mad, they're undefeated, and they have no place to go. Totally get it. It was the injury to the quarterback. There's really no other way to explain it away. One other part of this might be the ACC, the fact that Clemson took a dip. There weren't really any other signature wins, whereas you take a look at Alabama as a one-loss team and Texas as a one-loss team getting in with signature wins. So that's probably the key to the selection committee, plus the injury to Jordan Travis. But think about what Georgia's going through. Georgia won 29 in a row. They lose one to one of the best teams in America, and they've been told to take a back seat. Hey, Kirby, sit on the sidelines. Suck it, Georgia. That's what they were told. So if I'm Georgia, healthy, they are probably as mad, if not madder, than anybody else out there as a one-loss team feeling like they needed to have a path back in. That's the 10-10 take. But I know maybe a little bit of this, Matt, the selection committee's like, do we want another Georgia SEC loss and then a rematch with the team that beat them in the Natty and then them go on and win that? Do they want that potential again?
I don't think it had anything to do with that, honestly.
No?
No. I think it was honestly just, okay, Washington's unbeaten in the Pac-12. It's a good conference this year. Had a couple good wins. They're healthy. Everything's good. They're in.
Yeah, but
if Jordan Travis was healthy, Florida State's in.
Not talking about Florida State. I'm talking about Georgia.
I know. I'm talking about Georgia too. Georgia. Here's another thing too for Florida State fans when they start to scream about never in the history of the poll, which I agree with this.
He just goes right back.
No. This is Georgia. This is Georgia. Never in the history of the poll has an unbeaten Power 5 conference champion been left out. Guess what? Never in the history of the poll has a number one team drop from number one all the way out of the poll on the last week of the season. Mm-hmm. Never. It's never happened in the history of the playoff. Just like it's never in the playoffs history has an unbeaten Power 5 not been in the playoffs.
Honestly, it's a good stat.
So you
also,
can complain.
We're only talking about like 10 years.
You can.
When we
it
say
doesn't matter, but it doesn't. But it doesn't matter.
We're not
still,
talking about a crazy
amount
of time.
Right, but this is the structure and format we're using, JJ. So this is what
I know.
We're doing.
I'm just saying, like, so things can change.
I know there's all kind of conspiracy theories out there that it was ESPN did it and the SEC did it. Your quarterback got hurt for the season with a game and a half to go, right? 2.5 games to go. That's why they're not in anymore.
I'm not talking about them.
No, I know that. I'm talking about Georgia. I agree
about
with you.
Georgia.
But I went to Georgia to say that about Georgia, but it's always got to go back to Florida State because that's what the argument is right now. That's what it is. But you absolutely, to your point, of course you can make an argument for Georgia. They roll everybody this year. They get to that game, they're 12-0. They play the hottest team in the country. They lose by 3, and all of a sudden they're out.
And the point I made to you all on the text thread, Leon, is that I'm looking now at Georgia versus Texas. I'm excluding Florida State. It's just the way it is because of the injury. I'm just excluding them right now.
So you think Georgia should be over Texas?
Yes. At the very least, you could argue
That's
that.
interesting. You could.
Okay, because Georgia
had better wins.
Yeah, my logic is take a look at who they played, who they beat, and who they
beat
lost
Alabama.
to.
That's a better win than Georgia's wins.
You know what though? But
like,
but if you're on that
Missouri,
but if you're on that,
which Alabama beat
if you're on that committee, you see, okay, it's a completely different Alabama team from
my argument to you guys.
To me, you can make that argument about Jordan Travis because he's the quarterback and he's not there anymore.
Yeah,
to
it's
me,
a completely different argument.
Oh, that was 3 months ago.
Right,
Jordan, they're a different team without Jordan Travis.
Let's not talk over each other.
Texas.
Let's not talk over
Texas
each other.
has the same quarterback. All they're missing is the running back.
All right, so let me get back to my point. My point. Okay, my point is that Texas beat Alabama way back when. Alabama got red hot and then did not lose. So their worst loss is to the Texas Longhorns. Texas's worst loss is to the Oklahoma Sooners. Georgia's worst loss is to the Alabama Crimson Tide, who is red hot. Who has a worse loss or a more impressive win? That's how I think the selection committee should look at it. I do think that counts.
Why wouldn't they look at it that one team beat Alabama and the other didn't?
I totally get the argument of Texas in season beating them, but now I'm not comparing Texas versus Alabama. I'm comparing Texas versus Georgia.
That's what I'm saying. When you say they both have the same record,
right?
They both have played the exact same team. One beat him and
that
one didn't, and it was in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, so that part I do get. I'm looking at the overall strength of record. Both of them have one loss. Who lost to a better team?
Well, clearly Georgia did.
Yeah.
But so what?
I'm just telling you, there are so many different ways
you
to
can't
look
use
at
it.
this.
His argument is essentially what you're arguing against Florida State about. It's the same thing.
What do you know? What are you talking about?
Your whole point with Florida State is it doesn't matter if they're 12-0. They don't have their quarterback, right? That's what you've said. You've agreed with that point, correct?
I don't really care if Florida State's in or not. I think Florida State
And we are
maybe could have been put in ahead of Washington. I don't really care either way, though. Like,
No,
I'm not like, hey,
no.
Florida State has to get in because they're unbeaten or they weren't. I'm just saying this is why the committee didn't put them in, because it wouldn't have been a good product.
right.
It would have sucked. Nobody wanted to see that.
They
would
don't
have got
have
blown
their best
out.
player, who,
exactly.
oh, by the way, is a quarterback.
Exactly.
which is the product that,
But
that
to
we're talking
me,
about.
you can't say Texas is in the same boat as Florida State.
Yeah.
They didn't lose their quarterback.
Right.
They're
Texas-
still good.
Texas
they didn't
and
struggle
Georgia.
to beat in their conference game. They didn't struggle.
Yeah, Texas and
they
Georgia
destroyed
are
the
in the
last
same
two
boat.
opponents they had. Florida State has really struggled to beat teams without their quarterback. They struggled to beat Florida, who was also on a backup. If Graham Mertz plays, we all know the Gators would have won that game.
Yeah.
And then they struggled to beat Louisville. Texas
Actually, we don't know
hasn't
the Gators
been
would have won that
struggling.
game.
Anyway, that's
I think
They
they'll
almost
still win that game.
almost won with the backup in.
Yeah, one of the big negatives against Florida State
And if
is
you're like telling Florida State that's one of their big wins, that's not. Okay,
well,
so-
yeah, but no. One of the big negatives against Florida State is how they came to the finish line, struggling against a bad Florida football team. They were bad, and then struggling against a Louisville team that just got hammered by Kentucky.
Which is the point I made Saturday on my show is people say, what about Ohio State in 2014? Well, J.T. Barrett got hurt in the last game of the season against Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Cardell Jones goes in there as a backup, okay? Their first game. They play Wisconsin, number 13 Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship game, and they win 59-0.
That's not what FSU
That's why.
did.
That's why Ohio State got in.
Yeah.
That's why they jumped Baylor, why they jumped TCU and got in.
By the way, any Gator fan out there wondering if you can get back, just take a look at that top 15 product that was called Louisville the other night. Okay? That was a top 15 team. It's some mystery.
I told you
to
all
me.
Jake Plummer's terrible. I told you guys that.
Well, he lit us up. I don't know how.
Yeah, that was the greatest performance I've ever
That's
seen.
more of an
him and
indictment
Jeff
on you
Bell.
than it is-
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bring on a 12-team playoff.
Yeah, it'll be there. It'll be there next
So
year.
you think with a 12-team playoff, Florida State would just what?
They'd get in.
They would win the national title.
but
now?
they'd get in.
Okay,
No.
I get that, but I'm saying, do those teams now have a better? Like, is Florida State all of a sudden going to beat Georgia now, beat Michigan,
No,
beat
they would
because
just
they're in?
the 12-team playoff,
Not
and then
now.
And then the mystery would be answered. Hey, they were unbeaten. They won their conference title. They're part of a 12-team playoff. Let's just say they lose their first game, and the story's been written. It's over.
Plus, Georgia might win the whole thing if they were in a 12-team playoff.
Exactly to Joe's point.
Very true. Yeah, very true.
Georgia
All right, so
probably deserves to be in over Florida State.
yeah. And a lot of me was expecting Georgia to go in, and then I honestly had it down to Georgia and Texas.
I honestly, I wouldn't have been upset at all if Georgia went over Texas.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, and so I kind of and again I was just laying the theory out that did you really want? I'm talking about eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
Did you really want a college football fan to see Alabama beat Georgia in the SEC and then Georgia beat Alabama in the Natty? Maybe not. But I don't know. I agree with you. The selection committee probably did not factor that in at all, but that couldn't help but at least enter the conversation.
It's also not. I keep seeing on the text line.
And Texas had the better win. I totally agree with that. I'm not going to argue that.
On the text line, you can of course join us like you guys are, and you're lighting it up right now. It's not about a brand either. You don't think FSU's a big brand? FSU's a giant brand.
Yeah. And
it's
you know
not
what
about
else?
brands.
If you want
it's
to
not about the SEC. It's not about ESPN.
But if
it's
you want to
about
dog
your quarterback,
if you want to dog anybody, it's the ACC too. And again, you would have been in if your quarterback was healthy. That is it.
By the way, real quick, speaking of quarterbacks, Brock Vandegrift just hit the transfer portal.
Yeah,
so he's gone. He gone.
My question is, when some of these guys enter, does anybody really know? Like where will he go and what will he do?
I mean, he's solid, man.
Can you go back?
He
Are
might
you
play
allowed
well.
to go back if you didn't find a home?
I made it up, George. George is like, what?
Yeah, just come in
Well,
on Monday.
think about
exactly.
this. Okay, let's think about this.
No.
Okay, what if Carson Beck decides to go pro? So then Georgia's got Gunnar Stockton and Dylan Raiola, the number 2 overall recruit from this class. Kirby's going to go get a quarterback in the portal, like a good quarterback.
So why wouldn't Vandegrift stay then?
Well, why when he leaves is really the question because he's not going to play.
Yeah. All right, let's get ready for Dan Orlovsky. He is coming up, one of the guys that drills down big time on all the NFL that you get to enjoy each and every Sunday. He's going to join us coming up right here on XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. The bright lights are back in Jax as the NFL spotlight shines on the first place Jags. And America gets a glimpse of the First Coast. Jaguars, Bengals, tonight at the bank. It's Monday Night Football on 1010XL.
Mia here. If you found a $100 bill on the ground, you wouldn't just walk past it. So why are you passing up on a chance at easy cash with MyBookie? MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill all your sports betting needs anytime, anywhere, so you could turn that sports knowledge into cash in your wallet. Bet on the NFL each and every week, college bowl games, or play for a share of big cash prizes in the weekly blackjack tournaments. If you've been waiting for the right time to get in on the action, the holidays are here, and that time is now. Make your winning move with MyBookie today. Sign up at MyBookie using promo code 1010XL and claim your deposit match redeemable up to $1,000. Again, that's promo code 1010XL to claim your bonus. Experience the thrill of sports betting this holiday season right from the comfort of your home. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Wow, John, my Clearwater sprinkler system looks great.
All right, Frank, let's go ahead and program your Rainbird timer. How many minutes do you want the zones to run?
John, I think we run from the front 20, the sides 15, the back 10, the garden 5. Clearwater scores!
Well, that's a first, Frank, but you're the boss.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage too.
ClearwaterJacks.com.
Mia here, and let me tell you about one of our area's best resorts, the Sawgrass Marriott Golf Resort and Spa. The Sawgrass Marriott is not only a great destination for a vacation, but it is also a great destination for dining on the Florida's first coast. 1912 Ocean Bar and Rooftop is now open on Ponte Vedra Boulevard, featuring Ponte Vedra's only oceanfront rooftop bar and lounge. Serving finely crafted cocktails and delectable eats, it's open daily from 4 to 10 with complimentary valet parking.
Did you know the new 2023 Honda Accord Hybrid has an onboard system that charges the battery so you never have to plug it in? When you think Honda, you think quality, value, safety. Now think hybrid. Visit your local Honda dealer and experience the car of tomorrow today.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with Window World, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, Window World and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with Window World, and to top it off, Window World windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with Window World. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call Window World today and get your free in-home estimate, or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Toilet or shower not draining? Water bill high? So many issues you want to cry? Call Mr. Rooter of Jacksonville. Have your number 2 business serviced by your number 1 plumber. Let us do your dirty work. Call us today.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 4th, 1921, in the American Professional Football Association Championship, the Chicago Staleys beat Buffalo All-Americans 10-7.
Hi, Jags fans. Walker Little here for my friends at Kingfish Pest Control. Playing offensive line in the NFL, I must block and protect on every down. When it comes to keeping my home pest-free, I expect that same level of protection. So I contacted Kingfish after seeing thousands of positive online customer reviews about their service. I can confirm from personal experience, bugs don't stand a chance getting past Kingfish Pest Control. Do what I did. Reach out to Kingfish Pest Control to protect your home, a proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
This is Sheridan Tootin.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and Dr. Kevin Murphy put my right shoulder back together a few years ago, and I'm still feeling great. Now I'm using PRP treatment for my knee pain. No matter what you're dealing with, if you're enduring any orthopedic issue, my only recommendation is Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist if you ever have a need.
Leave pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
You've got a circle of friends, right? Well, how about a circle of beer? All your favorites like Bud Light, Bud Heavy, Mick Ultra, or Natty Light. It's all there in the cold case at Circle K. Probably one right around the corner right now calling your name. Slide on in to a Circle K.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. It's getting chilly outside, but you can enjoy the outside inside with a new glass lanai from Lifetime Enclosures. Or look ahead and get that backyard ready for spring with a new screened-in enclosure. And for the time being, you can stop into Lifetime Flooring to enter to win $20,000 in free flooring during the Score Free Floors promotion. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway and proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Doug Peterson and the Jacksonville Jaguars will host the Cincinnati Bengals tonight on Monday Night Football.
It's very exciting. You know, it's Monday Night Football, the history of Monday Night Football in the National Football League, and you know, are the only game on that day, and you know, it's you're playing in front of your peers, your other teams, and they're watching you, and it's exciting.
Are you going out to the game tonight? Save your gas and avoid the parking hassles of game day by taking the JTA Game Day Express. Passes start at just $10 on the MyJTA app. Visit jtafla.com for more information. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
Here's a guy that definitely drills down when it comes to the game. Dan Orlovsky of ESPN joins us as we get ready for a little Monday Night Football action on ESPN with your Jags against the Cincinnati Bengals. Dan, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing fantastic, man. Thanks for the time. We had a soundbite that we pulled from you last week when you said you felt like this team was playing as good as anybody in the league. You still feel that way?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, you know, like we kind of lose sight, it's part of it in the NFL, but lose sight of this is really what 24, 25 games into the Doug Peterson kind of regime, and really Trevor Lawrence's career and Travis Etienne's career. And so I think you're starting to see this team back into last year, and certainly for the most part of this year, start to figure out who they are not, what their personnel is capable of, where their personnel excels. And I think that they are playing, outside of maybe San Francisco, playing about as good as anybody.
Uh-oh, Dan, phone dropping just a little bit. Hopefully,
I'm here.
Yeah, there we go. All right, go ahead.
You know, when figuring out who they are and who they're not, you know, and how they want to go about calling plays and what they can get in and get out of. And, again, the time frame of where they are organizationally ever since Doug Peterson took over. I mean, outside of San Francisco, I don't know if there's a team that is so different than everybody else, even top teams. So I think they're playing as well as anybody, surely.
Dan, this is Dave Campo. You know I coached your dad, and he wanted me to make sure I told you how tough he was. So he was a pretty tough. He was a pretty tough nose guard for us back at the University of Bridgeport. So.
I have no doubts about it. I unfortunately didn't get a ton of the toughness. I had to go play quarterback. So
exactly,
I got brains and an arm somehow, which I'm thankful for.
There you go. Well, I have a question for you. I'm sure you've looked at both the teams that are playing tonight, Jags and Cincinnati. What's your thoughts on Browning?
Yeah, so I actually had Cincinnati in week 2 this year on Monday Night Football week 3. And so we got to spend some time with Jake because they were still unknown in Cincinnati what was going to be the deal with Joe Burrow and the calf injury. And so studied them, had a pretty good understanding of what they were going to try to be. He's a good, solid player. I mean, I guess if you walked out an NFL backup quarterback that could give you a chance to win, it's Jake Browning. They don't change their offense a ton with him. They get him a little bit more on the move than Joe Burrow, but not a ton more. He's an athletic player. He's a smart player. He's seen a ton. He's got a gajillion reps this training camp because of Joe's injury. So he's a good player. He's a good NFL backup. I'll put it that way. Good, solid NFL backup. And they're so talented around him that their offense can still have some moments of success. There's not going to be a ton, but he's a good, solid NFL backup.
Dan, a philosophical question for you. It's a part Jaguars as well.
Yep.
Why in the world, it's professional football, college football, why are these teams in the shotgun when it's 3rd and a half a yard or 4th and a half a yard? What is going on?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I think part of it, number one, is teams don't spend a ton of time under center. The league is 65+% play action, shotgun. I think number two, and there's a part of me, I stand on the line with this one a lot. The league is a lot of teams are so RPO centric. You basically can only run 1 or 2 kinds of RPOs from underneath the center. If you imagine, close your eyes, Drew Brees in college, Purdue, you could take the snap and kick a bubble out to the, probably not likely in the NFL on 3rd and short because you're seeing so much man coverage. And so RPO centric in those situations and or quarterback run centric for some of them, that it takes the threat of those away going from the under the center. I remain adamant. Like, it happens way too often in the NFL. I think they, it's part of it is also like your team identity. If you want to sit here and tell me that let's put Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is going to be in a little bit more because there's the threat of the RPO and the zone read and the quarterback run. I understand that. If you're getting in 3rd and 1 shotgun and you're just playing drop back football, that's stupid. So it's a little bit team specific, but that's the reasoning why teams do it more often than we like.
Now, Dan, when I was playing, when I was the Steelers, we constructed our team to beat the elites. At that particular time, it was the Buffalo Bills. When I came here to Jacksonville, It was the Steelers and the Titans. In what way is this team, the Jaguars, if they're not among the elites, how are they well constructed to beat the elites moving forward?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So I was talking about this last week in regards to, let's just, out of respect, live in the world. And I know you guys played them earlier in the year where you got to go beat Kansas City, just out of respect. Well, one, to get after Kansas City right now, you have to have 2 guys on the edge rush-wise because that's their football team. Their offensive tackles struggle. Well, it's starting to see that Jacksonville's got that. So you love that. They got really good secondary players when it comes to some of their zone stuff. And then defensively, I think Kansas City's got a high-end defense. Green Bay last night, the best performance offensively I've seen from Green Bay's or against Kansas City's defense. You have to be able to, in a variety of ways, run the football to be efficient because they're so good in man coverage. And Jacksonville is willing and capable of it. That's one of the things that I think gets lost a little bit is Doug Peterson, everyone thinks pass, and obviously Calvin and Christian Kirk and Trevor Lawrence, their willingness and capability of getting into 12 with 2 tight ends or 13 with 3 tight ends and running the ball and a variety of runs. And I think that they're equipped to do that. I think that Jacksonville is probably the defense that is most equipped to play against Kansas City. Baltimore, I think, if you match them up against Baltimore, I think the ability for them to spread out offensively, this is one of the reasons why I love Jacksonville's offenses, because they don't have an identity in a good way. Like, they're so chameleon-like. They could spread you out as well. I just talked about multiple tight ends and running. I think their empty stuff versus Baltimore's coverage could be really good, because getting the ball to guys in space. And then with Baltimore's offense, you know, when they get in, Mike Caldwell, their D coordinator, puts them in that 5-man front defensively at the line of scrimmage. I think they're committing, you know, trying to dictate to stopping the run. So I think with those two teams playing as well as they are, now Miami is all about where you play them. You know, in my eyes, I think I got them on Monday Night Football coming up. Obviously, the motion, you know, with their offense and the way that they attack the second level of the defense, I think their length helps them a little bit. And Miami's, you got to have perimeter players against Miami's defense, because those corners are so good.
We just earlier today had on the show, we had Kurt Warner and Troy Aikman. I think your analysis of a quarterback is as good as anybody in the National Football League. What's the next step for Trevor?
I think, well, first of all, thank you. That's humbling, especially when you put those two names above mine. I do think it's important to point out that Trevor has taken steps in two big areas this year. And you guys have seen it, surely, the use of his legs. I think he's gotten into that Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen conversation. Like, hey, well, 2, 3, 4 times a game, you go break the defense's back with the use of your legs. And that's absolutely become a bigger part of his game, and that's something I've begged for since his days at Clemson. And then he's made some big boy throws. You know, I call them big BBTs, like big boy throws, man. And he's ascended into that conversation. Two areas that are the next step. One, I'll say two. 2 snaps a game, 2 throws a game where I sit there and go, you can't miss that. You're too good. Your team needs you to make that throw. Now, sometimes they make up for it, and sometimes he makes up for it. Sometimes he doesn't. You're not going to go through a 3 or 4 game stretch in the playoffs and get away with that consistently. So, like the 2 throws that you sit there, and I'm not talking about, you know, him running away from 3 defensive linemen, falling backwards and flipping a ball 30 yards downfield, but some of the easy misses, there's 2 of them a game, I go, that's a weird miss from you. You sailed that one or whatnot. So, or you missed the coverage on that one. So I think that, number one. And then 2, I think that, like, choking a team out, you know, having like the mindset of, hey, we're up 20-10 in the third quarter. I'm going to go put together a 6-minute drive and this game's going to be over. And having that mentality and that kind of like take control of the game, I think that's an area that you want to see him and really the offense step into.
Hey, Dan, since you are a quarterback guy, we cannot let you go without asking you this. Alabama or Florida State, and was it the right move to keep Florida State out?
It's the wrong move as an ex-player, as a person who is obsessed with competition. It's the wrong move, but it's the right decision. I had Texas at 3 and Alabama at 4. Did Florida State earn the right to be in? Yes. Did they deserve the right to be in? Yes. But that's not the committee's protocol. Whether I like that, you like that, Florida State like that, that's not their protocol, right. Okay? I think that if we have to be honest about who Florida State was. Unbelievable team. And with Jordan Travis, there was a no-brainer that they're in. To say that he's a Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback and that they are not a very different team since his injury, we cannot do. That team that we saw play against Florida 2 weeks ago in Louisville, that team didn't go undefeated this year and into the college football playoffs. That team went 2-0 against one bad team and one team that didn't show up well, and they looked poor doing it. But that's a different team. There's 2 different teams in Tallahassee this year, and it stinks for them, and I feel awful for their players and kids. But the committee and what they're tasked for, Alabama right now is a better football team than Florida State.
Thank you so much, Dan, for joining us. Your dad and I have played a little golf together, haven't joined it down here in Florida. I look forward to meeting you sometime. I watched you a lot when you were at the University of Connecticut. We really appreciate it. Our fans got a lot. Our listeners got a lot from today. Thank you.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much, Coach.
All right, Dan Orlovsky, you'll be able to catch him NFL Live and plenty other spots that he pops on. But really the idea, and Leon, as soon as he said those 2 throws, I'm like, that one to Evan Ingram last week, I wanted that one so bad. That was the one, just a little hiccup.
And they've all mentioned that.
Yeah.
All 3 quarterback guys that we've had on have mentioned that. So,
All right, what do you got tonight? What are you thinking?
I got Jaguars tonight, baby. I'm already blacked out. You see, I got the black on black on black.
Yeah.
I'm already started. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to a Jaguar win, baby.
Big win.
Big win.
All right, brother. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
You got it.
Soak it all up. Big Surse is out. We head into the 2 o'clock hour, and we're going to stay on your Jaguars. Obviously, you can react to what he just said about the college football playoff, all the other things that we've been doing. Don't forget the kickoff show. It is coming up. Famous Quick Lube kickoff show presented by Gatorade, Fast Twitch, and Clearwater Irrigation. So make sure that you are down at Tailgaters when they open it up around 4 o'clock this afternoon. The kickoff show will start rolling at 3, and it'll be all Jaguars all into the night, including the 5th quarter.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Injuries are the Achilles heel of championship football.
That is not a good sign as the medical staff coming out.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update on 1010XL. Exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Have you heard? Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are attempting to sell 2,000 vehicles this December. How? I've instructed my team to take all reasonable offers. We won't lose your business over price. We have thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs on the ground and priced to sell. We guarantee the most money for your trade and the easiest car buying experience ever. I promise we ain't leaving nothing on the table. At Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, we're here to wow you.
Lauren Brooks here. Tired of joint pain holding you back? Try BioTarget from Injury Care Centers. This treatment will prolong the life of your joints by targeting the root of your pain and delivering more regenerative cells to the affected area, ensuring faster and more effective healing, making BioTarget the most advanced regenerative treatment. For a limited time, BioTarget starts as low as $499. Call Injury Care Centers or visit GoBioTarget.com. That's GoBioTarget.com.
Are you looking to maintain your cool? Look no further than Lloyd's Heating and Air. At Lloyd's Heating and Air, your go-to experts for all things HVAC. Whether you're building a new home, need a brand new AC installation, or just want to make sure your current system is running at peak performance, with a maintenance plan, we've got you covered. Our skilled team specializes in new construction HVAC, making sure your home or business is comfortable from the moment you step inside. Lloyd'sHeatingandAir.com. CMC 1249834.
If you're looking for exterior solutions that provide you reliability and durability, it's time to call Armor Guard Exteriors. Whether you need seamless gutters or gutter protection, hurricane products, impact windows, glass lanais, or retractable awnings and screens, we've got you covered. Call My Home Team today for your 5-star experience at 904-906-8669.
Armor Guard Exteriors, committed to quality, and that's a promise.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I'm on the exact pace as Mike Dempsey. After 4 weeks, I've dropped 23 pounds with Awaken 180 weight loss. Faster results than weight loss meds and results that can last a lifetime. What's stopping you? Awaken180weightloss.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Golfers, when's the last time you played Cimarron? New ownership, improved greens, fairways, and tee boxes, a new clubhouse, interior, exterior, including the Stone and Barrel Tap House, indoor-outdoor bar, live music. Practice, learn, and play program is only $59 a month. Unlimited range balls, weekly clinic from teaching professionals. Golf every day, $25 after 2 o'clock. Whether you scratch or just like getting out with your buddies, you have to try the new Cimarron Golf Club on 210.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Want even more excitement on game day? Then test your skills at Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. Simple. You can turn $10 into $250 just like that. With pro and college basketball season here, you can now pick combo projections from the Specials League. For example, Tonight I have Jaguars wide receiver Christian Kirk getting more than 51.5 yards receiving, and Celtics guard Jason Tatum to score less than 31 against Indiana. Now listen to this. PrizePicks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy, so your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Take your game day experience to the next level with PrizePicks. And right now, when you go to prizepicks.com/1010XL and use the promo code 1010XL, PrizePicks will match your first deposit up to $100. That's right, $100. PrizePicks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
This holiday season, Famous Automotive and Tire is offering a buy 3, get 1 free sale on all new tire sizes and brands, plus all shocks and struts. Visit the shop for details. Then buy 3, get 1 free at Famous Automotive and Tire, servicing every customer like they're famous.
When it comes to commercial fence services, Superior Fence and Rail has you covered. If your business needs automatic gates or security fence and railings, trust Superior with your next commercial project. Superior's team delivers great communication, high-quality products, and exceptional customer service. Just read any of their 2,300-plus reviews.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Sunday's chore? Loading the Bud Light in the fridge. It's time for football. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023. Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. The undefeated St. Augustine Yellow Jackets will play for a state championship. The Yellow Jackets took down Fort Myers Dunbar 35-14 on Friday night in the Final Four. Head coach Brian Braddock got another big night from his senior running back at St. Aug.
Devontae Lyons, he was just such a workhorse. We played a really stout defense. He was just so tough. Carried the ball 25-26 times for around 150 yards. And, when we've needed him the most in this playoff run, he's been at his best, and that's the best compliment you can give a competitor.
St. Augustine head coach Brian Braddock. The 13-0 Yellow Jackets will play Daytona Beach Mainland on Thursday in the state championship. It's 73 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Barra & Barra, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. XL Primetime's coach Dave Campo is brought to you by Bold City Heating and Air. Online at boldcityac.com.
We have got our motor running. We've had it running for a while as it is game day here in the city of Jacksonville. All of Duval, you're getting cranked up. I know, you know what? Some people probably checked out, got in their cars right now, fired up 1010XL. You want to know why? Because they're going and getting their coolers. They're going and getting their grill. They're going and getting their people, and they're going downtown. Round of applause for the city of Jacksonville as we are hosting Monday Night Football. First time since 2011.
You know what's interesting is we're 5 games away from the end of the regular season, and there's a prize out there tonight.
Oh, yeah.
There is a prize out there tonight. You win,
yeah.
you get the number one. You are positioned as the number one seed in the AFC. And again, they can't take that away from you. You are in the parlance of college football talk. You control your destiny.
Yeah, it's driver's
seat. You win,
seat.
you keep your number one seed.
Yeah, it is. It's driver's seat stuff, and it is a result of what happened last night with the Green Bay Packers beating the Kansas City Chiefs. By the way, was that an interference on Marquez?
Oh, my
Scantling?
goodness.
Oh, my gosh. And here's the other one. Okay, I had a 4-player prop with our prize picks from Maddie over here.
Of course.
Okay, listen to this. You ready? Here's what I had. Jalen Hurts, check. Christian McCaffrey, check. Devonta Smith, check. Rashee Rice, tackled at the 1-yard line, and then was wide open when they did that circus play, that inside toss to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Come on, Andy. And Rashee was open on that play. Do you remember him, Coach?
Oh,
he was
yeah.
releasing on the right-hand side.
Absolutely.
He was wide open. Anyway, if they'd have thrown that flag and gotten them down there, obviously it would have potentially benefited me, okay?
Right.
Because there was a chance that
Because
Rice
it's
would have
all
gotten
about
in.
you and-
But guess what?
I know another guy that did really bad on picks this weekend. Too.
Yeah, no
Guess
kidding.
what? Hey, I surrender all of that just so Jacksonville can get the number one seed tonight, okay?
You know, that's
what I'm after
That was
tonight.
your takeaway from last with the Packers. My takeaway was, my God, Jordan Love.
Oh, my gosh. He
Wow.
did look good. Yeah, I'll give him –
I mean, the last 2 weeks they played the Lions on the road and
Mm-hmm.
the Chiefs at home. He's got 6 touchdowns and no picks.
Yeah,
and he's
and they-
completing
and-
70% of his passes.
And they
He's
took it.
growing
Took
up
Kansas City
quickly.
last night.
My nephew, who's a high school coach now in Utah, was a coach at Utah State when he was there.
Yeah.
And he said he's the smartest kid he's ever been around in all the kids he's been around.
Man, we all thought he was a bust.
Well, I got to admit, I have no problem saying right now I am wrong about
Yes,
Jordan Love.
of course.
And the other part of it is this might be as much a check mark in Matt LaFleur's resume as anything.
And the Packers GM, what's his name? The guy that
Goodkins.
never got
the
never
guy that
along
got
with.
clobbered.
Yeah.
And because if it were to happen, and they showed all the things last night, the comparables between Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and now Jordan Love, just the way things have come together with this particular year. And Jordan Love is playing clean football. He's not playing panicked football. He is distributing the football to a lot of different guys, and he's brought other guys up. Before you thought it was just going to be Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and then he's gotten Reed, and he's got many others involved. And this is after Aaron Jones goes down.
You want to hear a crazy NFC North stat?
Yeah.
Jordan Love is 1 win away from tying Justin Fields in career victories.
That's crazy. That is something.
Yeah, and don't forget Aaron Rodgers. You said he learned from the head coach.
Yeah, you're right. You are
right.
right.
He sat behind Aaron Rodgers, and there's some learning experience.
Not only that,
there.
I mean, let's be fair
Well, there was
to Justin Fields. Jordan Love's got a much better team than Justin
Yeah,
Fields.
so much better. Better coach, better personnel. But to Coach's point, Aaron Rodgers, there was a while where he was just feeding Jordan Love hallucinogenics. He wasn't teaching him anything. And then finally he said, you know what?
Whatever he did, it worked. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I need to be a little classier here. I need to impart some wisdom, which he did, and he helped. But they're a scary team.
Did he not look like one of the league's best quarterbacks last night?
He looked good.
Yeah, and that's against a good defense too.
Yes,
that's
2 good defenses in a row. Your Lions and the Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I came away. I'm like, I got to acknowledge this guy, and he is playing at a pretty high clip, and we'll find out if it lasts. But that was real important for them to do that. So Jacksonville can get to their 9th win tonight. We said going into December, this team has twice as many wins this year as they did a season ago. They were 4-7 this time a year ago. They're 8-3. They get to 9-3 tonight if they beat a Jake Browning-led Bengals team. And then they go up and they face Joey Flacco or Dorian Robinson-Thompson or Walker or who knows up there, because I think Robinson-Thompson had to go into concussion protocol, right? He was the one, right, that went in. That's what led to
Flacco's definitely
to Flacco playing. Yeah. So it sets up beautifully 2 backup quarterbacks, and then El Boogie comes here. We said this last week, Coach. They should be favored in every game they play from here on out because of Baltimore coming into town.
Well, they've earned it. They've earned that situation right now. And, it's like Matt has said right along. If they have a chance to get the number 1 seed, then everybody has to take it from them. That's how important this ball game is tonight. Every game's a playoff game from here to the end. If you want to be a top team going into the playoffs. So, for me, I'm just excited that they're where they're at. They're 14-4 over the last 18. 15-5 over the last 20.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good indication of what this team is. And I think the guys all said, that the three quarterback guys that we've had on today,
right,
all made the statement that this team can play with anybody in the league. And that's true. They have to play, though. It's not one of those where you just show up. The rest of these teams, they're going to have to show up ready to roll. And I think they'll be ready tonight.
Well, that 1 seed, man, you get that break. You get that bye like no one else gets, and you don't have to play that week. That's huge.
Well,
and you're literally a game away from being in the championship.
The other part of it, and I like what
home game.
I like what Kurt Warner said. We had him in our noon hour along with Troy Aikman, a couple of Hall of Famers right here in XL Primetime, and he said it's not like they're having trouble going on the road because look at what they've done. They have now put together a nice little win streak on the road.
Right.
But he said it's still so beneficial to have people come through your and in this case come through the bank to see if you can.
You also it's the reshuffled, so you're going to get the worst team remaining in the playoff coming to your place for a divisional game to get to the championship game.
And coming into home field in the playoffs is even more important than the regular season because the regular season. You can be up and down. Nobody goes undefeated in a regular season.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes playoff time coming through your place, you should have a definite advantage because it's the excitement of the game. It's at your place, and
Let me
it
ask
makes
you
a
this,
bigger difference.
Dave. Do they win that Chargers game if it's in Los Angeles last year, the playoff game?
Probably
and
not.
They're down
Probably
4
not.
picks?
Probably not.
It's a tall order.
The stinking Chargers won a 6-0 game.
Unbelievable. I told you they were a fraud. I've said it right along.
Let me give you a crazy Pat stat. So,
yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I want to make sure. You might need to save that one. Do you have
Mouth
it already?
Closed. It's about the amount of points they've given up.
Yeah,
okay,
let's save that bad boy. You and I will both get credit for that. Okay? But I will give you at least one saucy for your Jacksonville Jaguars. They are an NFL best 8-3 against the spread.
Saucy Nugs.
That's my favorite.
That's pretty good.
Favorite record.
Yeah, 8-3 right now.
That is your favorite saucy nugget.
Yeah.
And I got him again tonight. I got him at like 8.5 or something.
Yeah, and it's a
big
good
now.
It's a good thing, and both sides of the ball are playing well. Don't forget that. We wondered about this team. Have they gotten to the quarterback enough? You could probably argue one way or the other that they have or haven't. But Mia threw the stat out at the end of last week. And I'm pretty sure this was at the top of the NFL. There is not another team out there that has 2 rush-ins with 30 quarterback pressures. And both Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker have that. That's pretty good. So I think what you're getting from my nominated Assistant Coach of the Year, Mike Caldwell, is pressure at the right time. And obviously the offense is starting to put it
back
together.
on that train, aren't you?
Yeah,
Decoy.
I have to
right
try
back
it.
on
Try
it.
The two areas that are really, really important, in my opinion, on defense, really 3 areas. They're third in the league in third down on defense.
Yeah.
Getting them off the field on third down. Third.
That's big.
They're fourth in rush average.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely stopped the run well. Yeah.
There you go. And then they're 12th in the red zone. So those 3 areas are extremely important in winning and losing in this league.
All right, so let's look at a couple of other things with this game in mind coming up here in just a second. It's XL Primetime. We'll take you right up to the kickoff show with Mia and Hayes down at Tailgaters right off the steps of Everbank Stadium.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Mia here, and now that Thanksgiving is behind us, I am sure your kitchen sink took a beating with all the food scraps and grease getting washed right down the drain. Before you have a major emergency, go ahead and give my friends at Duck Duck Rooter a call. Trust me, you don't want to deal with nasty, smelly stuff coming back up in all of your drains, especially before Christmas. Go ahead and call Duck Duck Rooter right now, 904-862-6769, and they will schedule a plumber to come out today. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The bright lights are back in Jax as the NFL spotlight shines on the first place Jags, and America gets a glimpse of the First Coast. Jaguars, Bengals, tonight at the Bank. It's Monday Night Football on 1010XL. Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL, brought to you by Darley's Plumbing.
The 2023 season for Billy Napier and the Gators came to a bitter end on Saturday night against Florida State in the Swamp.
Ultimately, we got to get up off the ground. I think we have to learn from failure. Growth comes through struggle. This season presents that opportunity. And look, we have work to do.
Napier and the Gators finished the 2023 season at 5-7.
Hey folks, it's Frank Franzi, and I want to thank Coach Ellen and the team at Darley's for providing all the plumbing work for a brand new walk-off charities building that's being built. Being a San Souci guy, I've known the team at Darley's for years. They're a company I trust for my plumbing needs, and you can too.
Thanks for those kind words, Frank. At Darley's Plumbing, we don't just do residential house calls. We're your first draft pick for commercial business plumbing too. Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts.
You lost your swing. We got to go find it.
It's your Saturday morning swing adjustment.
Grip it and rip it.
Get the golf tips and talk to take your game to the next level. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday mornings at 10 on 1010XL.
Stop stealing joy from loved ones by missing out on making memories because of your joint pain. PRPrelief.com has the answer. A local clinic with natural regenerative treatments. Go to PRPrelief.com today for your joint pain.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 46th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Open 7 days a week in December.
Do you want to take your business to the next level? Need to understand what trends are going on in your industry? How to position your company for growth in the future? Who else should you know in your industry? Raymond James Investment Bankers make relationships into potential acquisition ideas, suppliers, distributors, partners. Let Addison Wealth Advisors guide you through the process. Visit AddisonAdvisors.com. Addison Wealth Advisors, your goals, our expertise. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
It's all about the tales of the tide and the thrill of the hunt.
Wilderness and water away. There's nothing like the great outdoors.
On the Nimnit Outdoors Show, presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services.
Every Saturday morning, 7 to 10.
On 1010XL.
The deal of the year is here at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here, and right now you can save thousands off original MSRP on pre-owned 2023 models, like a Toyota Corolla LE starting at just $18,881. A 2023 Toyota Camry LE or RAV4 LE as low as $23,881. You can even get a 2023 Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road 4x4 as low as $38,881. Shop ArlingtonToyota.com and save thousands today.
Hey Jags fans, Renewal by Andersen is a proud partner with your favorite team, and they bring that same commitment to excellence to your home's windows and doors. With their advanced Fibrex material and energy-efficient glass options, their windows and doors are the perfect choice for your next home improvement project. Let them help you bring more light and life into your home. Schedule a complimentary consultation today. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CGC 1527613.
Denny Thompson here. This holiday season, tackle burglars and protect your turf. Give the gift of peace of mind. Catch everything around your home with Tyson Sound & Security's cutting-edge surveillance cameras. Whether you're traveling for the holidays or just cheering on your team, earn a big score on safety and convenience. Tyson has you covered for all home cameras and security systems. Call Tyson Sound & Security right now for the holiday season at 904-762-1000. That's 904-762-1000. Tyson Sound & Security. Security and automation experts.
Men suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? Frustrated taking pills that don't work?
Here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough treatments with men lasting longer than ever without pain or surgery.
Call now. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results right in the office. Call Prime Men's Medical Center now. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
We've been having a great time getting fired up for tonight's action. Joe C., Matty Hayes. We got Coach Campo hanging out with us today. Big Search was in, and JJ, of course. Now, we've got the kickoff show coming up at Tailgaters, where Mia, who's normally with us, will be with Hayes Carline as they get it ready, heading into coverage that will take place at 5 o'clock this afternoon on Jaguars programming. But we've been talking a bunch about this game, all the different storylines. If it was Burrow v. Lawrence, it would be, as we all know, high stakes of the biggest kind in the National Football League. But right now, take what you got, seize the opportunity, and see if you could take care of business. So we mentioned, Coach, some of the things that they were able to do and what they needed to do. Be good defensively on third down, stop the run, etc. Offensively, what do you think they need to keep it rolling, keep Calvin and everybody else involved?
Well, this is not a great defense. Now, they play extremely hard. I'm talking about Cincinnati.
Right.
They play extremely hard, but they're not a great defense. It's interesting what Willie Anderson said about, having one really good pass rusher. Well, they do. Hubbard is not great. Mm-hmm. So, that's an advantage for us, that because you can zero in on one guy. It's a little bit like our defense in a way, with Trayvon hasn't. He's getting better and better, but it's kind of a one-sided pass rush. What we need to do offensively is run the football and play action. That's what we have to do to beat this football team because they're not very good against the run. They're giving up 5 yards a carry. Well, when you're giving up 5 yards a carry, all you have to do is run it twice, and you're moving on.
Yeah, move the chains.
It's important that we do that. The big plays against Houston, we talk about getting the ball down the field more. The big plays came off of play action.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where you get the deep crossing routes and stuff like that. And I think they forced it a little bit in that ball game. The offensive line did a great job. They have to do that same job in this ball game, and we'll get some big plays in the game tonight. So defensively, we got to get them off on third down. Got to play well in the red zone, which we're doing. And we can't give up the big plays. That's going to be important.
I think in your heyday with the Cowboys, you guys definitely wanted to get Emmett going early because that set everything up. There's no doubt about that. I don't know that this team's philosophy is similar. I think this team, and I want to get your thoughts on this, and if it was like this with Michael Irvin, I think they need to get Ridley going early to get him involved, get him invested in the game. Was Michael Irvin like that? Like if he got going early, was he at that point 100% in?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Michael was 100% in anyway.
Right.
If he wasn't getting the ball, Hubbard Alexander, our receiver coach, I had to give him a lot of credit because it was a shouting match for 3/4 of the ball game. Just give me the ball, whatever you want to do. I don't know what you're planning on, but get it to me, But in answer to your question, absolutely. I think once it's the same with the quarterback. That's why you try to get the quarterback going a little bit early, so that he feels like things are happening.
If Ridley doesn't get involved early, it seems like he gets lost a little bit.
Yeah,
and you don't hear from him for a quarter and a half.
Yeah, well, that's why they come out in the second half and got after with him, But I think that's important. I don't think there's any question. And really, you got two teams that are similar tonight because the offensive coordinator for the Jaguars and the head coach of Cincinnati are brothers.
Right.
And it's the same kind of philosophy. In other words, that's why I get we run the ball better when we get our guys to put their hands on the ground. Well, they're not a hands-on-the-ground offense.
Mm-hmm.
They're a two-point stance offensive line. So, but you can run the football. It's more staying with it.
Yeah.
More than it is how much you're getting. Stay with it. Keep that balance to where the defense can't just tee off on you.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm trying to remember, it might have been Orlovsky, one of the real things that kind of perked my ears up is that he said they don't do any one thing well, which is a good thing because you're not just trying to neutralize one thing. You have to defend a lot of things. And I think that really is important for people to clue in on. What do we need on 3rd and 2? We've got 3 or 4 options. What do we need on 3rd and 8? We've got 3 or 4 options. And so that involving more than one tight end, which, by the way, is not Brenton Strange. It was Luke Farrell the other day.
Right.
Involving Calvin Ridley early. Christian Kirk doing what he continues to do with his yak yards. A healthier Zay, we know how he can impact the game. Dearness Johnson will definitely be a part of this tonight. And ETN has got the ribs that he's dealing with. They do need to be cautious with him. They really do need to make sure that, like you said, commit to the run, which means he's going to have to barrel it up in between the tackles. But you still got to be a little smart with ETN down the stretch here.
Yeah, I think that's where, we were hoping it was going to be Bigsby, but I don't, he's not ready, obviously.
Yeah.
At this
just
point.
He's struggling picking up offenses and protecting, I believe.
Yeah, and to me, that's really important with the being able to have Dearness Johnson come out with experience and be able to run the football, and he can catch the ball. He's a pretty good back. And so I think that you're going to see a combination tonight.
What do you do with Browning tonight? Do you pressure him just to get him off his mark? Do you allow him to? Do you just fall back in zone like they've done pretty much all season? That you play 2 safeties high and just keep everything in front of you?
Well, I think you definitely want to keep everything in front of you. You don't want to give them any big plays, and they got a couple of big play receivers. All 3 of their receivers, Boyd, Chase, and Higgins. If he's 100%.
So you're staying away from bringing more than they can block.
Yeah, but I think you have to be willing to pressure at times, and I think we've done a good job with that. And to me, it's really staying balanced there too, in my mind. Enough man coverage mixed in and a little bit of pressure. He is a young quarterback, rookie quarterback, not rookie, but rookie is starter.
Right.
But he has the ability to play. There's no question about it. So we got to get him uncomfortable. That's for sure.
All right, we're going to roll through the standings again, give you an idea of what's at stake, talk a little bit more about this big ball game before we hand it off. A Mokama Beer Company Monday. Don't forget, every day they serve coffee, their own creations, and then Tuesday through Sunday, you're going to get a delicious craft lineup inside the tap room, which is a massive old auto dealership right there on South 8th Street in Fernandina Beach, and then also their satellite location in Wildlight. So you got 2 Nassau locations, or you can find them on the shelves. Mokama Beer Company at your local wherever you might go to pick up some great craft.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Are you a super prognosticator?
Yes! No. Yes!
Play 1010XL's weekly pickup.
What?
You can win a barbecue feast from ABBQ, brought to you by MyBookie and J. David Tax Law. Pick the winners
at 1010XL.com.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing and Preferred Builders. I talked to one of my dudes the other day. Might be a Barstool buddy. It's a good way to describe it. Sunset Mike. And he's like, I need the roof. I'm going to have to get a roof. And so he said, I'm going to call Preferred. He said, you think you could put a good word in for me? Well, like, heck yeah, I can do that. But you can also count on the fact that they're going to treat everybody fairly and make sure that they give a good price to you and quality. So if you're looking at roof replacement, something that has to happen, it's expensive and you don't want to have to pull that money out of your pocket, make sure you work with a company that will get the job done properly. PreferredRoofingJacks.com. And don't forget remodels, additions, brand new homes. Check out PreferredBuildersJacks.com.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners, Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley, have been helping first-time homebuyers with their mortgage financing all over Florida for 34 years. First-time homebuyers can get no or low down payments, anywhere from 0 to 3.5% down. As a first-time homebuyer with Trustline Mortgage, you get added benefits for doing your loan with us, like lower rates on your mortgage insurance and lower closing costs. Oh, and did I forget to mention that Trustline gives first-time homebuyers better mortgage interest rates? Here's the bottom line. Trustline Mortgage wants to help first-time homebuyers accomplish your goal of home ownership. That's why Trustline Mortgage is offering the best first-time homebuyer benefits around, period. Trustline Mortgage delivers with no and low down payments, lower closing costs, and better interest rates. Call Trustline Mortgage today at 381-LOAN. That's 381-LOAN to find out how we can help you buy your dream home. Or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing opportunity. MLS number 331480.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
Make a crucial catch against colon cancer. Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, the ball is in the red zone to get screened. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. 45 is the new 50. Get screened for colon cancer now. The Borland Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com for more.
Hey, this is Jason with Bueller Air Conditioning. Why do we love to go to that awesome grocery store where shopping is a pleasure? Why do we choose that amazing chicken sandwich where the service is fast and friendly and it's always their pleasure? You see, those brands are a promise. Here at Bueller Air, our team is committed to serving the customer and delivering that same kind of brand promise. Our mission is to be the most trusted brand with friendly and professional service every single time. Give us a call today or visit BuellerAir.com.
Malfunctions in your electrical panel can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk. So leave it to the pros and Mr. Sparky.
888-8 Your on-time electrician, Mr. Sparky of the First Coast.
Happy holidays. If you're stuck for ideas for cool holiday gifts, 1010XL's Holiday Gift Guide is here to help. Get great gift ideas from Small Cakes Jacks, Superior Fireworks, and Brackish Vodka at 1010XL.com.
Do you love sports? Do you also love wings? Enjoy the best wings in Jacksonville in Miramar, Mandarin, and Oakleaf at Players Grill. Watch your favorite teams and enjoy burgers, pizza, salads, and of course, wings. Players Grill, where the neighborhood meets.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Let's talk a little bit about guarantees and warranties and what they mean. I've heard you say that Underwoods guarantees the price paid on a diamond solitaire if you trade it in for a larger diamond later on, and that you give a 5-year warranty on a Rolex bought from Underwoods. Just how do you monitor all of that?
David, I think before you can talk about a guarantee or a warranty, you have to first look at a company's history of how they've treated customers in the past and how long they've been in business. Because a warranty or a guarantee is really nothing more than the word of a company. Their history and reputation will give you a good indication of how they stand behind their products. As far as how all this gets monitored, a lot of companies give you something in writing, and if you lose it, well, then you don't have a guarantee anymore. At Underwoods, we keep up with the price paid and the date of purchase, so if a customer loses their receipt, we've captured all the information and can retrieve it for them. I guess simply stated, at Underwoods, our guarantees and warranties are our word, and since 1928, that's been the most sacred thing we have to offer.
Underwood Jewelers.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Hey, college students, this one's for you. With the new Jaguars College Pass, you can get exclusive ticketing offers all season long. From discounts to great last-minute deals. To join, simply sign up with your .edu email address. Registration is free, and you only pay for the offers you accept. So it's the perfect way to save and spend your Sundays at the bank. To join the Jaguars for the best games and biggest plays, visit jaguars.com/college pass today.
This classic Army-Navy game moment is brought to you by Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Played 3 months after September 11th, 2001. Both teams gathered at midfield while the stadium stood in silence for 22 seconds. A tribute to the American heroes who courageously sacrificed for their country. Omari Thompson's second-half 96-yard kick return for an Army win was a moment our nation needed to help heal. Family and a love for country won the day. Superior Fence and Rail knows about exceptional customer service. From the first call to the final inspection, Superior's team provides first-class care with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This is Dr. James Perry, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jacksonville Jaguars welcome the Cincinnati Bengals to Everbank Stadium tonight for the first Monday Night Football game in Jacksonville in 12 years. The Jaguars last appeared at home on Monday Night Football against the San Diego Chargers on December 5th, 2011. Tonight's matchup against Cincinnati will be the 16th time the Jaguars have appeared on Monday Night Football in franchise history. The Jags are 8-7 all-time on Monday, and Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson has a 5-2 record on Monday Night Football. Jaguars, Bengals on Monday Night Football. Kickoff at 8:15 on 1010XL. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room at Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
We're enjoying today. Fired up for Monday Night Football tonight. Kickoff show. Not that far away. They will launch from Tailgaters Parking. And I've heard from, a number that are headed down there to Tailgaters, and including my man Derek DeStefano. All the vowels except you. He has a playlist that he has as soon as he gets to the top of the Hart Bridge that he will play all the way in to Tailgaters. And there's so many other rituals that are out there, but he's got his playlist perfectly timed to where he's heading in. He's got his menu specifically for the opponent in mind.
So we're talking like T-Swift, Beyonce.
Oh, yeah. He gave me – it's so funny. He gave it to me once before. I don't think it included them. I'm not quite sure. If I could go back and find it, I might be able to. But, he's like very regimented. I'm going to be starting to head there. I'm going to be pulling into my parking spot at, X number of time. And I want to say Tailgaters is opening up at 4 o'clock. So there will be people coming in left and right from everywhere. Yeah. That's for sure. All right. If you're thinking about one thing tonight, we looked at a number. Aaron Dolan is one of the handicappers on ESPN. And she threw out the number, same number we threw out earlier. Jacksonville's 8-3 against the spread this year. That's the best in the National Football League. Last 3 seasons, Cincinnati is 15-7-1. Was that on the road? 15-7-1 on the road against the spread. So that's a better than 500 mark against the spread. Now this thing has gone from 8, 8.5, now 10, and we'll see where it ends up going. But more than anything else, I agree with you as far as stop the run, coach. But Joey Mixon, when you go back to last week when they were playing the Steelers, they needed to get Mixon involved. They didn't necessarily do it. You heard what Willie Anderson said earlier? Willie's like, run him. Let him get lathered up. It's the only way that's going to happen. Now, I don't expect them to be able to do that because I think they're going to be playing from behind.
Well, and I think that's part of it as well. Obviously you want to, once you get behind, it changes the mentality a little bit. But again, I said this earlier, you got Zach Taylor and you got Press Taylor.
Yeah.
And there's been some situations during the course of Press's calls where we didn't think they ran the ball enough. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the philosophy. So you have to kind of force yourself, in my opinion, to do that. And some of these guys are not willing to do that. That's something that I hope happens tonight. I hope they don't run the ball. I hope they throw the ball about 45 times.
Yeah, because out of necessity that they have to. Pat Freiermuth last week basically went off against that Bengals defense. Evan Ingram should go off. I say it every week. I'm going to make a prediction that is going to come true sooner or later. Evan Ingram will be in the end zone tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Number 17 will catch a touchdown pass.
You're going out there now on the limb.
Trevor had him open, wide open against Houston and just barely missed him.
Is that one of your prop bets
It was
going forward?
It was one
No,
of
I'm
my
talking about this one tonight.
Yeah.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It seems like the Eagles and the Niners pretty much snatch up anybody who's worth a damn in the NFL because once again, Shaq Leonard, who was released last week from the Colts, he's been snatched up by the Philadelphia Eagles. Their next next game, is Sunday night against the Cowboys.
Okay. Shaq, I don't know how healthy he is, but when healthy, he's pretty dynamic. There's no getting away from that. That guy can run and hit you. The Philadelphia Eagles, we'll probably do this a little bit more tomorrow, maybe a little bit later in the week. Has there ever been a one-loss team that got throttled the way they got throttled in their own yard like they did yesterday? I can't think of too many that have been thumped like that in December. They were going for back-to-back years of 11 wins in consecutive seasons. No one else had done it in their first 12 weeks. No one else had done it since the Dolphins way back in the early 70s.
I'm glad you said December because I was like, what about the Jags this year against the Texans at home?
Thankfully, that was in November. But they weren't even a one-loss team at that point. And yet that Philadelphia Eagle team, and we knew it was coming. I was fooled. I took the points. But that San Francisco team took them apart with vengeance and purpose last night. So it happens.
I don't think you're signing Shaq Leonard unless you know he's healthy and can play.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think he was.
And if he's healthy and can play, that's a huge get for them.
Yeah, I think they were parting ways no matter what. The Indianapolis Colts and Shaq Leonard, I think it had just been done. They signed him to a big deal. Wasn't healthy, all that type of stuff. And he is now, I'm guessing, back to where he's close to 100%. But, yeah. But Philadelphia's looking around like, what just happened? We just got hit hard. By the way, 2 diehard fan bases, Lambeau Field and Lincoln Financial. Did you not see the visitors team just blanketing those stadium seats? Did you see that? Did you see how many 49ers fans were up there in Philly and how many Chiefs fans were up there in Lambeau? Wow. It was something else.
Well, those teams travel. I mean,
they really do.
It's kind of the same with the Cowboys. You know, I think there's certain teams that travel more, and it's teams that are used to winning.
Yeah.
So when they go on the road, they're supporting the team, but in reality, they're having a party.
Right.
They figure they got a pretty good chance of seeing a win out there, and that's the teams that travel.
Yeah, they're expecting when we get clobbered all the time with all those visitors' jerseys or whatever apparel on. Yeah. Those are 2 legendary fan bases that someone bought their tickets to.
Yeah, absolutely.
It do happen that way. That's for sure. All right. So key tonight, Matt. Who's the superstar coming out of the game tonight? I mean, not named Trevor, of course.
Right. I mean, I said this earlier. I truly believe it too. I think you got to get really involved early, just because everything runs more smooth when he's a factor out there, and more important, when he's a threat out there.
Yeah.
When he's a threat out there, when you have the ability of this is a guy you've got to watch who can clearly beat man coverage and win an individual battle. So you've got to roll somebody his way to help. If you get that out of him early and he's involved and invested early, it's going to be a lot easier to get the ball to everybody else.
Yeah, 5 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown last week. Who's the standout guy, Coach?
The front 7.
Yeah.
There's 7 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to be the factor tonight on defense. I think the entire group, they've got to come ready to play.
Yeah, I'm kind of going for that number 41 on the outside, making something happen. I can picture Foye Oluokun continuing to do more things in the backfield. He has gotten to the quarterback more than I think most people would have imagined now that he's freed up. Remember, he's the inside stop-the-run linebacker, and yet Mike Caldwell's been able to draw up and design stuff to where he's getting to the quarterback.
Here's another thing, too, Dave, real quick. Do we see a little more comfortable offensive line now that now that Walker Little and your left side of your line, okay, that was uncertain last week, right? Uncertain's probably a good way to say it, right?
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
After 8 days of practice, are they different?
Yeah, it's all about communication. When those guys, a guy like Ezra Cleveland, he's just kind of integrating himself into the deal, and the more time you get talking to the guy next to you, and Walker Little, made the transition from guard to tackle when Cam went down, but he had 2 or 3 penalties in that game. He's got to get integrated into that mode again. So I think the offensive line is this is the best offensive line, better than last week. Let me put it that way.
Ezra was just using GPS to get to the stadium on a daily basis, and then got thrown in there in such a short amount of time. All right, so those are our keys. Looking forward to plenty more. The kickoff show is upcoming. Let's say hello to them as we head down to the bank coming up.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. A long drive on the golf course is a beautiful sight, but it can't win a football game.
Find out what we're made of right now. Let's go.
Listen for the Tire Outlet Drive of the Game.
We gotta get fixed.
On 1010XL. Tire Outlet. Wholesale prices, premium service.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I got an Awaken 180 update for you. I'm rolling into week 5 in the Awaken 180 program and down 25 pounds. Yep, 25 pounds. You might be thinking, well, the holiday season's arrived. Now what? Well, I'm not sweating it, because over Thanksgiving week, at a time when most are loosening their belt, I dropped 6 pounds. Seriously, 6 pounds. Awaken 180 is just stupid easy. Who knew you could enjoy the holidays and still lose weight while eating and drinking and, of course, being merry? That's the beauty of Awaken 180. It seamlessly fits into your life, even during holidays, parties, vacations, you name it. If you're looking for real change, give yourself the gift that lasts a lifetime. You, looking in the mirror, happy and healthy after dropping the weight holding you back with the #1 solution for weight loss, Awaken 180. Do what I did and call Awaken 180 at 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or go online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Attention car buyers, are you in the market for a new vehicle? Are you noticing the markups on vehicles on dealers' lots? Well, come to Key Buick GMC, where we never have markups on our vehicles. Ask for Derek or Brian. In addition, Key Buick GMC is the only Buick GMC dealer with a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new Buicks and GMCs. Holidays are approaching, and we are your local service headquarters. That's Key Buick GMC. We are professional grade, across the street from Tinseltown, Southside and Gate.
Mia here. If you found a $100 bill on the ground, you wouldn't just walk past it. So why are you passing up on a chance at easy cash with MyBookie? MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill all your sports betting needs anytime, anywhere, so you could turn that sports knowledge into cash in your wallet. Bet on the NFL each and every week, college bowl games, or play for a share of big cash prizes in the weekly blackjack tournaments. If you've been waiting for the right time to get in on the action, the holidays are here, and that time is now. Make your winning move with MyBookie today. Sign up at MyBookie using promo code 1010XL and claim your deposit match, redeemable up to $1,000. Again, that's promo code 1010XL to claim your bonus. Experience the thrill of sports betting this holiday season right from the comfort of your home. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Brian Wall here with Window World. You know that awesome feeling when you finally find that one place to go to that will give you a top quality product at a great price and then stand behind what they sell you? That's exactly what Window World does. Top quality, energy efficient windows at a great price that keeps more of your money in your bank account. With the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business. That's why Window World has been the #1 window replacement company in the USA for years, selling more than 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years. That's a lot of satisfied customers, and you can be one too. Save money on installing new energy-efficient windows and save on your energy bills too. You can't lose. And if anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows ever, Window World and I will be there to make it right. Call Window World today or see them online and have them come and give you a free estimate and see why we are so proud of our products and the work we do for our customers. Call Window World or go online at windowworldneflorida.com. And thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
Dan Hicken here for Bowden Eye & Associates. I want to remind you that now is the perfect time to schedule your eye exam. Take advantage of your existing insurance benefits before they reset in January. Join the many satisfied patients who trust Bowden Eye with their vision. Schedule your eye exam now and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with clear and healthy eyes. And remember, your deductibles reset in January, so don't miss out on the benefits you've already earned. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
When the hammer drops on the Frangie Show, it's me, Hayes Carlyon, dropping my opinion. Brought to you by Golden Hammer Roofing and Gutters, the golden standard in roofing on 1010XL.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Mark Watson for Hardball Creative, letting you know that Hardball has cooler promotions, but some people call them ice chests. Either way, check out the items you can put your company logo on at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill. Brought to you by Tire Outlet. Keeping the sports world spinning with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
All right, we're wrapping up prime time. Let's do the introductions to the Frangie/Jaguars pregame show. Mia, good afternoon.
Oh, come on. This ain't the Frangie show, with all due respect. This is the Famous Automotive Kickoff Show. Matt Hayes, with a guest appearance by Frank Frangie, among others. Myself, Hayes Carlyon, holding it down as we do every Sunday, but now we're doing it on a Monday at Growlers Bar and Grill on Tailgaters Parking, so make sure you stop on by and say hi. The gates officially open at 4 o'clock here, as well as on the Jaguars lot. I have been told by sources and boots on the ground and upper management here at Tailgaters that they have scrapped all of the security plans they usually do for 1 p.m. games. This is a brand new system that they are ensuring everybody gets in to the stadium early, everybody gets on property early, so make sure you come on down here. We have lots of police officers everywhere making sure everything is flowing perfectly, too. So it should be a good time as we get you set for Monday Night Football.
The idea is to wear black, correct?
Yes. Oh, I actually have been wearing black, though, for the last however many weeks. You know me. I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious, and it's been working so far. So I was built for this. Blackout the Bengals, and, of course, light up the night, which our good buddy E.T. made a video. If you've been hearing about this light up feature on the Jaguars app and have no idea what it is, go on over to the 1010 social channels, and E.T. will walk you through how to ensure your app is updated and you can participate in this fun light show during the pregame of tonight's Jaguars-Bengals game.
Can your sources give us an idea of what that light show is going to be like?
E.T. actually gives you guys kind of an idea of what it looks like, because you could actually test it right now on your Jaguars app. So if you follow the steps that E.T. has for you and you press demo, you'll actually get a sense of what it'll look like by yourself with the lights flashing out of your camera.
Joe's trying
light.
right now. He's frantically trying right now.
If I go to the Jags app, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
I just heard a phone
So you go to
drop.
Jaguars app.
Dave's
You,
phone.
Yep.
Oh,
Well, here it is.
boy,
Here
we're
it
off
is.
to a roaring
Here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Campo and Joe
Accept and
figuring out
continue.
how to download.
I wish you
an
could
app.
see this, Mia. It's hilarious.
Continue. Light shows. Enable microphone. Jags would like to access your microphone.
It's
Okay.
two blind guys looking at their
Countdown
phones, squinting
cam.
at their phones.
Enable camera. Okay. All right. Listen,
Plus,
I'm moving.
Joe is not the most technical guy. You know,
Are
this
you
is
kidding
terrible
me? I'm
radio.
the worst.
Great radio
I'm
right
the
now,
worst.
too.
This
I
is
love
terrible
it.
radio. All right. Give us an update.
Guess what?
Give us a preview for the game, Mia.
I've already done it.
Yeah, I just got off the phone. Well, actually, I shouldn't say I just got off the phone, but I did speak with Marshall Kramsky, my good buddy from the great state of New Jersey, who now works in Cincinnati and is going to join us pregame here at Tailgaters Bar and Grill. Obviously, with Jake Browning at the helm, I mean, a lot of Bengals fans maybe have low expectations, but talking to some people in the Jaguars organization last night that have worked and played with Jake Browning when he was in college, as well as in the pros when he was in Minnesota and now here in Cincinnati, they said you can't sleep on the guy. And so I think it's going to be paramount for the Jags to come out, get off to a hot start on offense, and so force the Bengals and Browning to throw it, especially because we know that Joe Mixon, despite his marquee name, really hasn't been able to get a lot going on the ground behind that perhaps subpar offensive line.
Yeah, and if you play with the lead, like the Jaguars plan to do tonight, mixing won't be a factor. That's for sure. All right, well, you guys are ready to rock and roll.
Yes, and we will be live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter as we always do. And, of course, we are with you till 5 p.m. A whole lot of guests rolling through. I hear we might even get a Jeff Prosser guest appearance. So you Googans out there, 420. Yeah, 420. We're making a Prosser appearance as well.
All right, sounds good, Mia. Thanks. We'll be listening.
Thank you.
All right,
I wish you could have had a. I wish we could have had a picture of you and Dave. Both you squint.
Oh, it's
at
on
your phone
YouTube.
going,
I quit.
And by the way, I
did
am as technically savvy as anybody in this room.
No, you are.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you
you're
kidding
more than
me?
me.
You put me in these wrong piles, okay? I don't know how you do it, but you put me in these wrong piles.
I just hear you all the time. Wait, what am I doing? I hear that all the time.
Well, that's a totally different subject. All right, we are out. We've got all sorts of things going on. All right, JJ, say it again. Yeah, all right, so let's do it right now.
Now, today's takeaways, brought to you by Key Buick GMC, where our family dealership has been helping families buy vehicles for over 50 years.
My takeaway is that there's a prize out there tonight. Go get it. Go get that number 1 seed. You get it, and then someone's going to knock you out of it.
Coach?
My takeaway is that the Cincinnati Bengals on defense are 28th in third down. They are 29th in rushing, and we need to take advantage of that.
My takeaway is take it away, all right? Take it away. You lead the league. You've led the league. Now do a little bit more of it tonight. Take it away. We are done. We hope you have a great time. Be responsible. Designated driver, but get there early. Make sure you get in the stands into the stadium and be loud. We would love to have that atmosphere tonight over the television and on the radio airwaves right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Thanks to Mokama Beer Company. Don't forget, every day of the week serving coffee, Tuesday through Sunday. Great craft. You'll find them in Fernandina and in Wildlight and on the craft shelves at your local Total or ABC. Make sure you check out Mokama.com. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Sirs, Coach Campo, Mia with the kickoff show alongside Hayes, getting ready to rock and roll. Take it away, JJ.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studio.